Hello everyone. Hello. I hope you are able to hear me. We are back live with the discussion of evening session. So in the morning session we saw that the physics paper was a bit straightforward as expected, very easy. Okay, so I can say that there was one or two questions that were a bit lengthy. Otherwise, all the questions were very easy and straightforward. And this is also expected in today's session, this session also. Okay, so let us see. This we are having a question here. A circuit, in a circuit there is a battery with internal resistance R. Okay, internal resistance of the circuit is small r and the EMF is E, which is connected to an external load resistance capital R. Now this question is repeated in mains. This question is repeated in mains. Previously also there was one me. Is there a lag? Is there a lag? Okay. Now everything is fine. So in this circuit, what should be the value of this resistance R such that maximum power is dissipated across this R? Okay, now this is very simple. We directly know R is equals to R. This question was previously asked by mains, and like whenever we discuss the maximum power transfer theorem, okay, we discuss this thing. Now, if you want to find, let us write the current here, I. So what will be I? The EMF divided by the total resistance. And if I write the power, what is power? I square R. Power dissipated across this capital R. Now write it. E divided by R plus R square into R. This is my power dissipated. Now for the power to be maximum, I'll write dP. What is my variable? Variable is capital R. So dP by dr is equals to 0. And if you put that 0, capital R will come out to be equal to small r. Hello sir, hello everyone. Sir, got 138 out of 200 after solving Shift-1 discussion. Oh, great. So in Shift-1 we discussed almost 20 questions in physics. So you got an idea of the difficulty level of physics. Okay. Now we'll have few more questions. Okay, so this was maximum power transfer theorem. Maximum power transfer theorem we have discussed that maximum power will be dissipated across R when the resistance of R is equal to the circuit resistance across these two terminals. Here there is only one, you can say single resistance, therefore R should be equal to R, and when R is equal to R, power will be maximum dissipated in capital R. You see this question, I got 192. Oh, great. In the morning shift, or you are talking about the morning shift? Sir, what do you think about date 28th shift? I think physics is going to be as usual. Okay, physics has to be scoring. Physics has to be scoring. So we don't expect any change in physics. The way it is going, it will go like this only. Okay. Okay. So now Dipendra sir will come. Dipendra sir will join us. Okay. So Dipendra sir.
So hello, hi everyone. I hope students I'm clearly visible and audible. Just give me a quick response. Am I audible or not? So Sumit sir has ended the stream and I think I am visible to you all. So let's get started with mathematics section. Give me a quick response. Am I clearly visible and audible? Great. So maths is visible. So yes, I hope you all are enjoying. But before we start, before I show you the first question of mathematics, can you tell me how was your mathematics section? And yes, do tell me about chemistry and physics as well. And what about this year? How is your exam going on? How are you preparing? And what about the sections, the difficulty level? Was it challenging? Great. I can see some students already online. And I hope hope you understand the importance of attending these live analysis so that you get the idea about the paper, the difficulty level, the types of questions. So yes, let's unfold the first question for the day without any delay. So we have received a question based on tangents and conic. Do you remember we were constantly telling you that JEE has eliminated the concept of tangent and normal from its syllabus? But do you remember we were constantly mentioning that tangent and normal is there in coordinate, so how can it be removed? There will be questions based on it, and you can see it, a direct question asked based on tangent and normal. I'll show you the question. It was a very simple and straightforward question. You were given an ellipse 3x square plus 4y square is equals to 1. What are you supposed to do? You convert it into x square upon a square plus y square upon b square is equal to 1 form. Now what are we told? We were given a straight line alpha x plus 2y minus 4 is equal to 0. Great. Now what I do next is, we know the condition for tangency. What is the condition for tangency? If a line y is equals to mx plus c, if there is a line y is equals to mx plus c, which is the tangent to the ellipse x square upon a square plus y square upon b square is equals to 1, then do you remember the condition for tangency? If you know these tricks, condition for tangency for parabola, for ellipse, for hyperbola, then you can solve these questions within seconds, and that's where you save time. So here, if there is a line y is equals to mx plus c, which is the tangent to an ellipse, what you know is that condition for tangency, that a line y is equals to mx plus c will be the tangent to the ellipse x square upon a square plus y square upon b square is equal to 1 when when a square m square plus b square is equals to c square. So Aniket is saying, tell important chapter for maths. Aniket, trust me, everything is important. Previously in first shifts analysis, we could get 17 to 18 memory based questions, which means 7 to 8 questions were still missing, and those 7 to 8 questions were definitely difficult. Not many students have attempted them, so that they couldn't recall and told us. So the idea is those 7 to 8 questions were there from vectors in 3D, because in the first shift we didn't see any question from vectors in 3D, but in this shift possibly we'll definitely get questions from vectors in 3D. So Aniket, try and understand all the chapters are equally important. IIT JEE as an examination is intelligent enough to ensure that they ask you all the chapters, all the concepts. So don't take anything lightly. Go with all the chapters. Go with all the chapters. Yes, sir, we can't revise all chapters. You got to. You will have to. You have these exams. Although the most prominent ones, the most important ones, from where majority of the questions are asked, we have covered a 15 by 15 series on that. We have released our one shots on them. You can watch them. If I simply highlight the most important chapters, vectors in 3D, matrices and determinants. If I go with high ROI chapters, high ROI means the chapters which require minimum input and maximum output, they will be integration, integration, specifically definite integration, area under the curve, differential equations, probability, quadratic equations, sequence and series. Such a simple chapter, and you can gain a lot out of it. So these are some standard and decent chapters which give you a very good return. Look at this question. So here we have a square m square plus b square is equals to c square, which is the condition for tangency for a line y is equals to mx plus c to be a tangent to the hyperbola x square upon a square plus y square upon b square is equals to 1. So when you simply put a square, which is 1 by 3, when you replace m, which is minus alpha by 2, I've rearranged this line into y is equals to mx plus c form. So this, when rearrange and solve, you get alpha square is 45 and alpha will be plus minus 3 root 5. This question was of course an MCQ based question. We couldn't receive it. Yes, direct formula based question. This is formula based chapter. Ellipse, hyperbola, coordinate geometry, the simplest section. Trigonometry, the simplest section. But trigonometry directly is not asked, but used in a lot of chapters. Calculus, algebra, it is used in vectors in 3D, it is used everywhere. But when you look at coordinate geometry, straight line, circle, parabola, these three chapters are such prominent chapters that direct formula based questions are asked from them. Although sometimes what you may see is that if the question is really simple, really simple, then they may create it a lengthy one by introducing some calculation in it. But still, coordinate geometry is always simple. Look at this 3-step question it was asked in JEE Mains this shift this year. Can you believe that? Yes. So whatever queries, concerns, doubts you have, don't hesitate in writing those concerns in the chat box. We'd love to respond to those queries. Okay, so I think we are good to go. Let me ask some other faculties. Okay, Gaurav Arora sir is ready. I am ending. So let's see how does he initiate with chemistry part. So just handing over to Gaurav sir.
Good evening. Paper 2. All of you who have attempted this paper, I hope you have done awesome. You have done great. So let us start the discussion. I hope I'm audible. Let me. Yes, I'm audible. Some yeses. Yes, I am. So we can't revise all chapters. Sir, direct formula. I'm audible, right? Guys? Hello? Yeah. So I'm starting. Uh, so the first question. The first question. Remember in paper 1 we exactly got that question for sulfur. Okay, thank you. We exactly got that question for sulfur. Percentage of sulfur, you can say it's practical organic chemistry. It is basic of mole concept. So obviously any chapter you can think of, but yes, physical chemistry mole concept JEE has. Yes, very easy. But JEE has religiously given so much of effort in you that I mean, seriously, unitary method. To many students who just muggify the formulas, they find it very difficult. So if you're feeling it is very easy, and yes it is, only the part is the calculation will take a bit of time. Like for example, you have 1 gram of this organic compound which produce 1.4 gram of Mg2P2O7. The most difficult part is to calculate the molar mass of this, difficult as in the time consuming part, and obviously with efforts you can definitely calculate that molar mass of this compound is 222. So now if we know that the molar mass is 222, you can do your stoichiometry easily. Now what will you do? Sir, if I had 1 mole of Mgp2O7, then that should give us phosphorus at 2 in number. So that should give us 31 into 2 grams of phosphorus. So perfectly correct. But unitary method, what is the weight of 1 mole of this guy? Sir, it is, you have recently calculated. Sir, it is the molar mass. And what is its molar mass? 222 gram. So 222 gram of this compound, if you had, it would have given us 31 into 2 gram of phosphorus. So 1 would be giving us 31 into 2 upon 222. But how much question is saying? It is saying you are having 1.49 gram of this compound. So 1.49 gram of this compound will have this much of phosphorus. So this is weight of phosphorus. And how you calculate your percentage? Sir, if this is weight of phosphorus, then upon weight of organic compound. What is weight of organic compound? It is nothing but it is 1 gram. So into 100. Now again, with a bit of calculation, approximately I guess you will be getting around 42%. So your beautiful answer will be 42%. The similar question we have got in paper 1. Yes, very easy. Coming to the next question. Again, a question from periodicity. Now this is actually very easy because that is it is not even time consuming, no calculations. So what does it say? Let us see. It says the correct order of radius. Okay, sir. So radius of, they are comparing cations also. So for cations, I hope we know. What do we know? More be the cation, smaller is the size. So definitely Al plus 3 is smaller than Mg plus 2. But what about aluminum and gallium? If you talk of their ionization, then electronic configuration would matter, but periodicity of atomic size is just the same. What is the periodicity of atomic size? Sir, atomic size increases down the group and it decreases along the period. And if you know, aluminium comes to the right, so its size should be lesser. It is saying aluminum, it should be replaced, then your order will be correct. So they have combined atomic size also and ionic size also, because the atomic size is reversed. So this statement is incorrect. A very basic of periodicity. Coming to the second statement, it says atomic size always in chemistry, always is a very trivial task. Always, you can't say very often, but it is saying atomic size always depends on electronegativity. No, Actually, atomic size depend upon many factors, like first is and the foremost is Z effective, number of shells. So down the group, number of shells increase, therefore size increases drastically. So obviously this is also incorrect. The options I have not given. Obviously statement 1 correct, 2 correct, so both statements are incorrect, and therefore that will be your answer. Now this I say is a very easy question. Moving to the next question. Now in this question also you do not have to do any calculation. Actually the question said, our students said that these are the three data which was given, and you have to give not the summation, you have to give what is the significant figures that the answer will be reported. So you do not even have to add this. I've added this for you, but you do not even have to add it. Why? Just check the number of significant figure in the options, because the answer you will report in the lowest possible significant figure in which the data has been given to you. So let us calculate significant figures. So significant figures of this will be 3, significant figures of this will be 4, significant figures of this will also be 4. So what will be the number of significant figures, sir? Because we are very confident that this is of 3, this is of, and there is no, if you check this data you are absolutely sure this is 1532. So whatever you are adding as per decimal, it will be added or not can be a doubt. You can't be precise for that, but for the data before the decimal you are definitely confident of that count. And therefore what is the number of count with the exact data before decimal is giving you? It is giving you 4. So your answer for number of significant figure will be 4. Now this question I would rather say, if you are well in significant figures, then you will make a correct option. So answer for this is definitely 4. Now this is a question I'll say it's a okay question. It's a more than it's not easy, it's good. So coming to the next question, a direct application of stoichiometry. So let us discuss the stoichiometry now. This is a question. For this you have to know inorganic. When inorganic gets a tadka of mole concept, the question becomes good. So it's a good question. I mean, if you know the reaction, it's very easy, but knowing reaction is a task which you know once you devote a optimum amount of time at your home when you study it. So let us check this question. It says you have MnO2. Okay, sir. So the inorganic that you need to know is MnO2. We know it's manganese in +4 oxidation state. It is getting reacted with HCl. Now the inorganic thing comes into play. When MnO2 reacts with HCl, it is a preparation of chlorine. NCERT block chemistry fact. So it is a preparation of chlorine. So chlorine is produced, as in chlorine has been from -1 oxidation state, it has changed to 0. So chlorine has been oxidized. So somebody has to get reduced. So this manganese from +4 oxidation state reduces to +2 oxidation state, because manganese +2 is the most stable oxidation state of manganese in acidic medium. And obviously by adding water you can balance the reaction, and for this what can you do? Why to balance? Because question is not asking you to balance. So do law of equivalence. What does law of equivalence tell you? Number of gram equivalents are always equal. So let us apply law of equivalence. Now sir, for what reactants and products we should apply that? For the reactants where data is given and asked out of you. So the question is asking you MnO2. How much of MnO2 is present? 8.74 gram. Okay, sir. And you have to calculate the weight of chlorine. So apply law of equivalence in these two guys. So number of gram equivalent of this will be equal to number of gram equivalent of this. Number of gram equivalent, what formula you will use for MnO2? Sir, weight is given. So for MnO2 I'll write weight upon equivalent weight. What is equivalent weight? Molecular weight upon valency factor. So valency factor will come to the numerator. This is for this guy, which is MnO2. Now number of gram equivalent of chlorine. What you have to calculate for chlorine, sir? For chlorine also I have to calculate its weight. So what we'll do for chlorine? Sir, again, weight of chlorine. This is the question that has been asked out of you. Upon equivalent weight. What is equivalent weight? Molar mass of chlorine. This is of Cl2 into upon valency factor. And that valency factor will come in the Numerator, so very easy. You can even balance it, but I am giving you, if in another shift you are having a very nice redox reaction, then do not balance, because question is not asking you to balance. So apply law of equivalence. So what is the weight that you are supplied with, sir? It is 8.74. Okay. What is molar mass? Molar mass is also given. It is very easy to calculate also, 87.4. So this is exactly 0.1 into what is valency factor, sir? From +2 it is going to +4 to +2. So valency factor is 2. What about this one, sir? Weight, that we have to determine. What is weight of Cl2, sir? 35.5 into 2, that is 71. What is valency factor, sir? Chlorine is changing from, acha, for Cl2 you are calculating. So go back from 0 to -1. So 1 is undergoing 2. So because this one molecule is having 2, so 2 will be dealing with 2 electrons. So valency factor will be 2. So this is simply cancelled. This is 0.1. 0.1 into 7.1 is, yes, definitely. Shailesh, answer is beautifully 7.1. Okay. I had only these 4 questions. So if you are religious with your concept, perfect, Sailesh, perfect. What is the level of today's shift? Beta, the 4 questions which I have seen, it is very easy. I mean, shift 2 has some few questions which were, calculative also. Apart from that phosphorus question in which you had to do some calculations, I guess these 4 questions are quite very easy. So let's check which of your faculty is now available. Okay, Deepen sir is available. So Deepen sir, shall I pass to you? Let me confirm. Deepen sir. So guys, I mean, you just have to be religious with your basics. If basics are right, I mean, it's very, very, very doable. Just be calm. Calmness will make at least whatever you must be getting. If you are attempting with a calm mind, it will be, I mean, increasing your efficiency by anything. Yeah, yes. Sir, why are you speaking in English? Why? What language you want? Beta, this is PWJ English, and because you have asked this question, so I'm telling you, because why I'm speaking, there are many students who actually are not comfortable. Not many, as in there are a lot of students whose request we as a team have gathered, who are much comfortable in English. So because of that, PWJ English is existing for you, and we will only be working and feeling happy to work once your support are there with us. So with this live, we'll be going live till 28th of January with just an intention that if we are helping one student, it is much more sufficient for us. But for that, show us that support in the comments. Thank you, Sharma. Only Sharma. Okay. So Sumit sir is coming. So I'm ending, passing the. Yes, Sumit sir is coming.
I hope I'm live now. Okay, so this is a question on prism. As I was saying that certainly questions on prisms are asked. Let us read it. Refractive index of prism is given as √2. Okay, so mu is equals to √2. What should be the angle of incidence of a ray such that the emerging ray grazes out of the surface? So the ray, what a transition. Here is everyone comfortable with English? Great. Okay, so here the ray is incident, okay, at some angle. Let us take angle of incidence. It will come like this. Here again refraction will happen. What is the condition such that this refracted ray grazes out of the surface? Grazes out of the surface means this angle should be my critical angle. Then only the refracted ray grazes out of the surface. You remember? So I can say this sine theta c is basically 1 by mu. What is mu? √2. So theta c is 45 degree. This theta c is 45 degree. R1 plus R2 is equals to A. It means How much is this angle? This plus 45 has to be equal to 90. Remember this, R1 plus R2 is equals to A. This thing. This is 45. This has to be 45. 45 plus 45 is 90. Okay, I got this as 45. Now I want to find I. Again, use Snell's law at this. I'll say what is outside? Air. So 1 into sine I is equals to mu into sine. What is R? 45. Yeah, it will be 90. Perfect. So I got that root 2 into 1 by root 2. This comes out to be 1. It means I has to be 90 degree. A option. How you assumed 90? Oh, this angle is given to be 90. Okay, they forgot to, I think this is a memory based question. Okay, that is mentioned there. This angle of the prism is 90. This angle is given as 90. Also, yeah, wait, this 45 is mentioned anyways. Yeah, this 45 is this 45. So that is 90. Triangle is there, internal angle is 180. So this will be 90. And anyways, when something is like this, it means that is 90. Okay. Yeah, great. Simple question, straightforward question. Yeah. So as we are expecting that again the physics will be scoring. Another question we are having here. A block of mass m is at rest with respect to hollow cylinder which is rotating with angular speed omega. The radius of the cylinder is r. Find the minimum coefficient of friction between block and cylinder. So here this is our block. Okay, this cylinder is rotating and this block is at rest. So the paper went good for me. Thank you for everything. Oh, great. Thank you. Welcome. So this block is at rest with respect to hollow cylinder. Now in frame of reference of hollow cylinder, if I see in frame of reference of the hollow cylinder, let me choose which color? White. Okay. In frame of reference of hollow cylinder, okay, this is a rotating frame. Let us apply a pseudo force, centrifugal force outside m omega square r. If you want to apply, that is okay. If you don't want to apply, that is also okay. If you don't understand what is centrifugal, leave it. There is a normal reaction here and there is some friction force in the upward direction F. This block is in equilibrium. Okay, and not equilibrium, it is rotating in, you can say, circle like this. It is having a centripetal acceleration in this direction. And how much is that? M omega square r. Sorry, centripetal acceleration is omega square r. I can say in the horizontal direction that my normal reaction is equals to mass into the centripetal acceleration. So I got my normal to be m omega square r. Okay, now in vertical, friction is upward, downward is mg. So I will say F has to be equal to mg, then only it is in equilibrium in the vertical direction. Otherwise it will fall. Okay, F has to be equal to mg. Now what is F? Friction. Which friction it is? Static friction. Static friction is less than equal to mu static into the normal reaction. F is mg. So mg is less than equals to mu static into n. What is n? M omega square r. Put it, mg less than equals to mu static into m omega square r. M got cancelled. So from here I can say mu static is greater than equal to g by omega square r. What we need? Minimum coefficient of friction, means coefficient of static friction should be greater than or equal to. So minimum, if I say, that is equal to, so g divided by omega square r. B. Yes, Shailesh. Great. Sir, no Hindi, only English? Yes, this is PWJ English channel. So here only English, no Hindi. Are you able to understand this? You can do this with centrifugal force also, like with respect to rotating frame, you can say this is at rest. Okay, centrifugal force outside. Okay, getting it? that then I'll apply a centrifugal force, that is my outside. Okay, so that way also we can do it, same thing. Good. This is another question. Next question. What is this? Two spheres having equal mass m, charge q and radius r are moving towards each other, both having speed u at an instant when distance between their centers is 4r. So between their centers the distance is 4r, minimum value of u so that they touch each other. So they just touch each other. Okay, so this is the initial condition, they are moving with speed u. Now at final condition they just touch each other, means just touch each other means when they touch each other the velocity becomes 0. So here they are at rest critically. Now the distance between their centers is 2r. This is my initial condition. Okay, this is my initial condition, this is my final condition. Let us apply conservation of mechanical energy, because only which forces are acting here? Conservative forces are acting. So if only conservative forces are acting, I can conserve the total mechanical energy. Okay, now just apply conservation of mechanical energy. If I write initial kinetic plus initial potential, that will be equal to my final kinetic plus final potential. What is the initial kinetic? Each is having half mu square into 2. So 2 into half mu square. Then electrostatic potential energy, how much is that? K q1 q2 by r. R will be the distance between the centers. So plus K into q1 q2 q, so q square divided by K q1 q2 divided by r. How much is the r? Distance initially is 4r. Finally they just touch each other, it means they are at rest. Okay, just touch each other, their velocity is 0, means final kinetic is 0, plus final potential K q1 q2, here r will become 2r, so K q square by 2r. Now solve this equation, it will become mu square here, and here it will become kq square divided by 4r. Yeah, and when you write k as 1 by 4 epsilon naught, it will become q square divided by 16 pi epsilon naught r. K I wrote as 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Okay, from there what we need? The minimum value of u. So from there I got my minimum value of u as root of q square divided by 16 pi epsilon naught r into m. Q square divided by 16 pi epsilon naught r into m, that is B option. सर जी 23rd को जेई का पेपर है, प्लीज गाइड कीजिए. PYQs पहले लगा था बट अभी वो नहीं बन रहे हैं, डर लग रहा है. आप इंग्लिश बोलते हैं, समझ जाओगे. I got your point. You have solved PYQs, but now you are afraid. So 23rd you have. So at least what I will say to you is, go through the paper analysis live. Go through the topics which are asked. Okay. Now don't do anything here and there. Now today you got, okay, from these many topics questions are asked. Prepare those topics nicely. Okay. And solve these questions again. So what about gravitational potential energy? Yeah, valid point. I was thinking somebody will get this point. Gravitational potential energy I neglected here. Okay, because you know that electrostatic potential energy is way more as compared to the gravitational potential energy, so we neglected that here. They have given mass also. Yes, they have given mass. We can consider gravitational potential energy, but you know that the gravitational constant G is very, very small as compared to the electrostatic constant, that is 9 into 10 to the power 9, that is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Okay, so we neglect here gravitational potential energy. We don't use. And even if you have some confusion, see the options. Okay, in exam hall, if you have some confusion, see the options. They are not considering, leave it. Okay. Okay, now I think Deependra sir will be joining us with more questions on maths. Let us see if sir is ready. Okay, anybody from the morning shift? Anybody here from the morning shift? Anybody here from the morning shift? They asked options with gravitational force. They asked options with gravitational force. What you are saying, I don't know. Okay, so here the charges was not there. You are saying, okay, charges was not given there. Huh? Can you mention that? Stadrad, what is that? Can you mention that? Okay, so if charges is not given, electrostatic force is not given, then consider gravitational potential energy. Okay, so this is a memory based question, and this is what is given to us. Both were given in exam. Both were given in, you say in the options the gravitational potential energy was also considered. If that is, they have considered, although they can neglect, because gravitational, you can say, force is small as compared to the electrostatic force, so that can be neglected. If that is given, then you can consider gravitational potential energy also, both sides. In the sense they included the gravitational potential. Okay, I got it. They included the gravitational potential energy, then consider when you write the initial potential energy, okay, write minus gmm by 4r, and when you write the final potential energy, write minus gmm by 2r, and consider that also in the expression, then you will get the final expression of u. That will be more, you can say, accurate. Okay. Now Dipendra sir will join.
All right, students. So give me a quick response. Am I audible? Am I visible? Hello, hello, hello. Hi everyone. I'm just refreshing the screen so that I can check and verify. I hope I must be clearly audible and visible. The screen is running smoothly, and yes, we have brought you some more questions. A question from vectors in 3D. We have been eagerly waiting. Even I was under doubt that in the first shift we couldn't see any question, because usually students bring their questions which they remember. But so far we couldn't recall or recollect any question in the first shift. But remember, it is equally important. Vectors in 3D, matrices and indeterminates, the most two important chapters. Here, look at the question from vectors in 3D, a classic question, a perfect example to make you understand everything related to vectors in 3D. How do we begin with that? I hope I'm clearly audible. Great, Salish. Thank you so much. So the question says 3 vectors are given, vector A, vector B and vector C. I really sincerely apologize for the figure, but this is what we could arrange. So this is vector P going in this direction, this is vector R going in this direction, and this is vector Q going in this direction. Going in this direction. So what we know is, through vector law of addition, P plus R is equal to Q. That is what we have. Now, what are we told? That the angle between vector P and vector Q is cos theta. So vector P and vector Q have an angle between them which is cos theta. I mean, cos theta is given by 1 by root 3. Mod P is 2 root 3, mod Q is 2. Then modulus of P cross Q minus 3R whole square minus 3R square, modulus square, of course. How do we solve it? An interesting question. Now, some of you were told that solutions of triangles, properties of triangles as a chapter is omitted. Now, tell me, why are we using the cosine rule here then? That's why in trigonometry, when we teach trigo, we teach properties of triangles, solutions of triangle, and there we emphasize that no matter how many times JEE tells you that this chapter, this topic is omitted, you will see them using those formulae. Cosine rule, sine rule, I hope you know, Napier's analogy, tangent rule, they are there and they use it. They love asking those questions based on it. And even if they don't, there are properties being used which help you in solving those questions with so much ease. Look at this, cos theta. We know cos theta will be given by mod P square plus mod Q square minus mod R square upon 2 times mod P mod Q. Do you remember this cosine rule from properties of triangles or solutions of triangles? With that, we know cos theta. Cos theta is given by 1 by root 3. Mod P and mod Q are given. So with that, when I replace these values, 2 root 3 here, 2 here, R is what we are trying to figure out. I replace these values. I figure out the value of mod R by this simple calculation as, 8. So we know mod R square is 8. Now what I do next? I hope you all are listening and understanding. This is a question from vectors in 3D, and we are trying to make you realize how simple this chapter is if you just follow this structure, if you know the rules. Now, the next funda is that here we are asked mod of P cross Q minus 3R. So what I'll do it will be P cross Q minus 3 times P cross R minus 3R square, which when simplified looks like 2 times P cross Q whole square minus 3R square. I hope you know it. Now, this P cross Q, mod of P cross Q will be mod P mod Q sine theta, because P cross Q is mod P mod Q sine theta. I hope you remember that, but it is mod square, so mod P square mod Q square sine square theta. R square we already know is 8, so this should be 3 into 8. With that, this 2 square becomes 4. P square, mod P and mod Q replace from here, and that's where you get the value after calculation, which I'm skipping because finally after simplifying this you will get the final answer, which is not a tough task. 3 into 4 is 12, so 4 64. 64 into 2 is how much? 128, I believe. So 128 minus 24. So 128 minus 24, I need not tell you, is 104, will be the correct answer to this question. Did you all understand this? Shall I re-explain this? I hope we can go ahead with that. Everyone with me so far, did you understand how are they framing questions from vectors in 3D? Now, let's move towards the next question. What do we see in the next question here? Look at the beauty of this question. Right before your examination, we had released a formula revision session where I had made you revise all the formulae, and in that list I have given you this example only, 100 factorial in 3 to the power n. Do you remember that? That in 100 factorial, what is the highest power of 3? That exactly entire method you were told. Had you seen 10 seconds of that video, that specific part of that video, you would have gotten plus 4 marks in this session. Can you believe that? Plus 4 marks, plus 4 marks. Do you understand the importance of this? So here 101 factorial, even if you watch it now and if you are attempting, if you have further attempts left with you, even any upcoming shift you are having, then do watch this part. How do we do it? Just take this number 101, 7 is a prime, divided by 7. What do you get? Take the quotient. So 7 into 1 is 7, remainder is 3, 7 into 4 is 28, so 14 is what you get. Did you understand that? I repeat this part. 7 once is 7, remainder 3, 31, so 7 into 4 is 28, so this is what you get. Don't bother about the decimal part, just write the integral part. Then again divide this 14 by 7. So when you divide this 14 by 7, you get 2. Is this 2, or can this 2 be divided further by 7? No, this is not divisible by 7. 14 plus 2, 16 is the answer. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? This question was asked by JEE Mains. 2-line question it was, and you were told, you were informed about this. While I was teaching this, a lot of students were saying, sir, why are you teaching such silly concepts? I was constantly mentioning this is JEE Mains, this is not JEE Advanced, and look at this. I hope JEE Mains does not listen to it, otherwise they'll increase the level or enhance the level or may worsen the situation. But I hope you're understanding this much easy questions are being asked. Can we move ahead with the next question? So the next question is a pretty simple one. I'll simply show you what is this question saying. It says O is the vertex of a parabola. So there is a parabola, y square is equal to 16x. The moment you see y square is 16x, standard parabola, do you remember that? You were told about this parabola, you were shown this parabola. Y square is equal to 4x, can I write as y square 4ax? So we got to know a will be 4. Standard parabola, we know everything about this standard parabola. Do you remember that? So with that we know that this parabola will have its vertex at 0, 0. This parabola will have any random point parametrically given by 80 square, 280. So 480 square, 2 into 4 into t. Now the next thing, we are told that O is the vertex. So I'm taking this O is the origin as vertex. The locus of the centroid of the triangle OPA. OPA. So P is any point randomly lying on the parabola. And what is A? A is any point on the x-axis. Now we emphasize this simple point that do remember that you write the data, that you visualize the entire scenario based on coordinate geometry very well, because the more clarity you have about its graph or its visualization or its picturization, the more clearly or easily you'll be able to figure out the answer. Look at this question. Look at this question. A is any point on the x-axis. Let's take it as h, 0. Now, what are we told? One more information we are given, OPA. So this angle P here is 90-degree angle. The job is done, trust me. We know if PA and OP are perpendicular, the product of their slopes is -1. So product of AP into product of OP will be -1. The slope of AP, I hope you remember, slope of AP is given by y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. There you have y2 minus 0 upon x2 minus x1. And there, the slope of OP, I need not tell you, is given by y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. So 8t upon 4t square. So by simplifying this, I will be able to relate h with t. So we get a relation between h and t as h is equals to ht 4t square plus 16. Everyone with me so far? All your understanding, everyone with me? Great, great. Keep responding in the comment box. We are eagerly waiting for your responses. The next catch here. What are we asked? The centroid. So centroid of this triangle OPA is given by x1 plus x2 plus x3 by 3, comma y1 plus y2 plus y3 by 3. So here 0 plus h plus 4t square by 3, and their other coordinate will be 0 plus 8t plus 0, but that h we can replace by 4t square by 16. So we need the locus, so that h comma k we take, but h I have reserved here, so I'll treat it as x and y directly. So x is x1 plus x2 plus x3 by 3, y is y1 plus y2 plus y3 by 3. So from here I can get the value of t in terms of y. That t, which is 3y plus 8, which we have received from here, I replace here. So t gets replaced by 3y plus 8. When you do so, that x, that 3 I bring here, so this becomes 3x is equals to 4t square plus 4t square, that is 2 into 4t square, that is 8t square plus 16. T is what? We have already evaluated 3y by 8. When you replace this value, you get the answer. Do give me a response in the comment box, students. Did you understand something out of it? Are you understanding how easy these questions are? How simple these questions are? Can we move ahead with one more question? One more question I'm showing you. I could not get it typed, but yes, this is a very beautiful question asked by JEE Mains on area under the curve. Can you believe this? Definite integration. That's great, Sailesh. I'm glad we are helping you out. Look at this question, area under the curve. They said, find the area under the curve bounded by the region y greater than equal to 1 minus 2x, y less than equal to 4 minus x square, a parabola and a straight line. Just a simple question. All you need to do is draw it, find the point of intersection and integrate it. Can you believe that's such an easy question? That's good, Pranav. That's brilliant. Great, great, great. Going ahead with that, look at the next question here. How do we draw y is equals to x square? Up and upward facing parabola. So y is equals to minus x square will be a downward facing parabola. But when you add 4 to it, do you remember transformation of graphs? Right before your day of examination, you were taught this. So minus x square is brought 4 units above along the y-axis. So this becomes the graph of this becomes the graph of 4 minus x square. Now this is a straight line. Y is equals to 1 minus 2x. Y is equals to 1 minus 2x. Now how do I draw it? Look at this part. When you draw y is equals to 1 minus 2x, you put x is equal to 0. So y becomes 1. So 0 comma 1 will be a point. When I replace y by 0, I get 2x is equal to 1, which means x is equal to 1 by 2. So this point will be 1 by 2 comma 0, which is not much of sense here. Now look at the second part. This says y should be less than equal to 4 minus x square. So let's take a point 0 comma 0. Is 0 comma 0 satisfying this inequality? Yes, which means I need the region which is inside the parabola. Let's look at this. 0 comma 0 is here. Is 0 comma 0 satisfying it? This inequality? No, 1 is not less than 0. So a portion which is above the line, which means I need to find out the area bounded by this region. Can you believe this? This much easy questions are being asked. If you could simply notice them, if you could simply fetch them, and we have been constantly pitching this idea. This exam is not about selection of questions. This exam is more about rejection of questions. You should be good at rejecting the questions. Don't get attracted by all the questions. Don't get lured by that. Don't fall into that trap where you are in a lure, when you are in this attachment that you wish to solve all the questions. You can quench your ego later after the examination. In the examination hall, focus on the questions which are easy, which are simple, which are doable. There are always 10 to 12 questions which are simple, easy. Look at this one. What I'll do is upper curve minus lower curve. This stripe can be taken directly like this. So when you solve this parabola with this straight line, so 1 minus 2x is equals to 4 minus x square, or quadratic when solved gives you minus 1 and 3. So this point of intersection over here is minus 1 comma 0. This point of intersection over here is 3 comma 0. So from minus 1 to 3 I got to integrate it, and the upper curve is 4 minus x square and the lower curve is 1 minus 2x. Can you believe that? And do you not know how to integrate this? Do you not know how to integrate this? How do we integrate it? This simplified as, of course, minus x square plus 3 and plus 2x. You know how to integrate it. After integration, put the upper limit, lower limit, and after simplification, I think you will get the answer, which I am not writing and believing and hoping that you know how to integrate it. Did you understand this question? Are you not comfortably understanding how easy and simple this exam is? Can we move ahead with that? So I am done with my part so far. These were the only questions I was left with. Let me just ask Sumit sir or Gaurav sir whether they are available or not. So let me just give them a simple status that I am ending. If anyone is ready, do confirm. Just give me a moment, everyone. Just give me a moment, everyone. I'm just waiting for a response to come. So if anybody is ready to be deployed, I'll go out of this frame. Somebody else will come into picture and make you aware of the. Okay, so I'm ending. Gaurav sir is ready. Great, 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 great. Great, 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 great. Just give me a moment. I'm just ending this stream.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Dipen sir. So I hope I'm audible. Yes, I am. Some affirmations. Pranav. Okay, let me. Yes. Okay. So your exam is on 28th. Is it enough to solve previous? Yes, it is more than enough. It is more than enough, Pranav. Tomorrow, can you do mother? Just a second. I cannot see the comment. So let me just. Now I can see. So, sir, my exam is on 28th. Is it enough to solve previous? Yes, it is, Pranav. Shailesh says, sir, tomorrow can you do another 150 question series like that day? Pranav is giving a task to Deepen, sir. I hope he can. So, okay. So, I'm audible. Shall we start? Okay, three. Perfect, 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 perfect. These are the students. Thank you, guys. Yes, answer is three. So let me just browse this question for you so that those who have not got the answer three, yes, AKY, perfect. So actually, again, a question of atomic structure, you can say coordination compounds, but a very probable question which requires time also, like AKY has given. It is three of them. Now let us check. First, let me give you the rhyme. Those who have not read inorganic chemistry, just learn this 3D series, most important. I'm giving you the rhyme also. It is this is my rhyme. Shakti Walker, as in Johnny Walker. So Shakti Walker. Now Shakti Walker do what? Man fekoni. Shakti Walker, you throw off your heart. Man fekoni. And once you throw something, the stuff gets swelled. So it gets sujan. So somebody was asking, sir, Hindi. So a rhyme from Hindi. Shakti Walker, man fekoni sujan. So this will help you to remember the atomic numbers. Now, because we are starting with nickel, so obviously nickel is atomic number is 28. So nickel, which is 28, is 4s2 3d8. But what are we dealing with? Sir, we are dealing with nickel plus 2. So nickel plus 2 will lose 2 electrons, and what electrons will be lost? Sir, valence shell is 4s. So how many electrons you are left with? Sir, 3d. How much? 3d8. So in d subshell, follow the Hund's rule of maximum multiplicity. Do not pair. After that, start pairing. So how many unpaired electrons we have? 2. What is magnetic moment? Formula of magnetic moment is under root of n dash. Why I say n dash? Because n we generally use for principal quantum number. You can say n also, which is the number of unpaired electrons. So number of unpaired electrons is 2. So n dash into n dash plus 2, unit becomes Bohr magneton. So this is 4. 4 plus 2 is under root of 8. Now this is the first question and the only question, only one I'm telling you. Why? Sir, because if it is 3, then it would be if it would be 9, as in 3 unpaired electron, then under root of 9 will be 3. So you'll be having 3 Bohr magneton. What the question is asking us, that it should be less than 3. So number of unpaired electron has to be less than 2. If it is 3, it would exceed the 3 magnetic moment area. So yes, Ni plus 2. Now without moving a pen, you can say the answer. So for Fe plus 2, sir, it is 4s2 3d6 because it is 26. So remove 2 electrons from what? From 4s. So 3d6 will have how many unpaired electrons, sir? 4 unpaired electrons. So 4 unpaired electrons, so not an answer. What about cobalt plus 2? Sir, cobalt plus 2 is here. So it is 4s2, 3d7. But we are dealing with 4s electrons gone, so 3d7. So that will give you 3 unpaired electrons. So 3 unpaired electrons, no sir, we need 2. So this is not also not our answer. Come to vanadium. Where is vanadium? Here is vanadium. So 4s2, 3d3. What is the oxidation state? So plus 3. So 4 is gone and 3d also 1 gone. So 3d2. So how many unpaired electrons you have? 2. Sir, because it is 2, so yes, it is our answer. It will be less than 3. Now, the last one, titanium. Obviously, titanium is in just at the start. So this is 4s2, 3d2, 4s2 gone. So 3d2, as in again you have 2 unpaired electrons. So for the first one, if you have moved your pen, the later one is easy. And your answer is 3 moving forward. Okay. A question from, I would say this question, if you know ionic equilibrium, it's easy. But if you do not know, we will discuss in detail. Because equilibrium, especially ionic equilibrium, people fear. And you know why you fear? Because actually, yes, sometimes the question is great. But as I said, and I keep on saying for mains, don't leave any chapter, because they can even serve a chotu sa question from that. So this is also not a chotu sa question which you can do. So any answer? Good evening. Yes, Pranam, 2.75. Okay. That was must be from for some other question. Okay, you are giving the exact value. Okay. Now let us go to the basics. Sir, it is talking of H2X, and H2X is a dibasic acid which will dissociate as first as H plus and HX minus with dissociation constant K1, and if value of K is very less, how can you know that? Sir, by the value. If it is less than 10 raised power minus 3, that means it is not at all moving to the forward direction. Just look at this value. It is not, it is very less. It is 10 raised power minus 7. And if a dibasic acid is dissociating, it is always true for all acids. The first dissociation constant is large, although it is small. But if you take this smaller value to be large, then the second will be negligible, because successive dissociation constant keeps on decreasing. So, sir, according to you, will be 28th session will be easy or not? Yes. If you know your concepts, Pranav, then every session is easy for you. The only thing you have to maintain is go to the paper with a positive frame of mind. Do not go to the paper with an anticipation that these session 1 was easy, I should also. Before starting only, you put a negative frequency to the universe. Do not do it. You are going to make it happen. Just go with a calm mind. Whatever you know, try to cultivate maximum out of it, and you will. So let me again come to this question. So, sir, let's say the concentration is C, but it will be dissociating. So let's say C minus C alpha. Alpha is the degree. Let's say alpha 1, because this is first degree of dissociation. So it will be C alpha 1, it will be C alpha 1. But sir, this HX will also dissociate. Yes, my friends. So let us take this HX. Hey, HX, come over here. HX is here with us, giving H plus and forming X2 minus. How much HX minus I have? Sir, C alpha 1. So C alpha 1. Sir, what it will have some very less degree of dissociation. Let's say it is alpha 2. So how much I'll be left with? Sir, 1 minus alpha 2. How much this will be produced? Sir, C alpha 1, alpha 2. What about this? Sir, C alpha 1, alpha 2. But sir, simultaneous equilibrium, this is common ion, and because of this ion, the dissociation will further get suppressed. Although it was a very poor electrolyte, so this poor will be taken. It has to give tax also. If the salary is also less, it is government is taking tax also. So what is going to happen? Sir, apply simultaneous equilibrium. So applying beta. So this actually will also be added over here. Similarly, for that species, for HX minus also, this thing is also going to be added over there. So this will be the common ion effect, as in concentration of H plus will be this and of HX minus. Sir, this is looking very drastic. I am just giving you the complete logic. Without moving pen, you can do answer. How? Sir, First dissociation constant is complete, second is not even possible. So for dibasic acid, whatever is the second dissociation constant is actually the minimal concentration of the ion given in the second step. What is the ion given in the second step? Sulfide ion. So what is the degree of dissociation of the second steps of this one? So this will be the concentration of sulfide ion. So if you are just wanting to know the answer, this you can apply every time when common ion is not there. Common ion, then basic will be applied. That's why I'm giving you basic first. For answer, you do not have to pick your pen. But this would be a mugofile logic. That's why I'm giving you the complete logic. And once you get such question, then obviously if you know, then why you will do all this? You will just move. If you have been with us, I have in the one shots I have even discussed the base and said that these type of questions are going to come, and they came. Obviously, moving forward now, sir, but still do the basic. Okay, that's what I'm doing. I'm doing the basic for you. So what is the degree of dissociation of this second step, sir? Ka2. Although its value is very less, but let us write the value of Ka2. What is Ka2? Sir, concentration of product, which is H plus ion, which is this much, upon into concentration of HX minus this much, upon concentration of X plus and X2 minus, this we want, which is C1 alpha 1, upon concentration of HX minus, which is this one. So let us write that concentration of H plus is C alpha 1. Now if I take the C alpha 1 common, it will be 1 plus alpha 2. Now what about concentration of HX minus? C alpha 1. If I take C alpha 1 common, it will be 1 plus C alpha 1 common, 1 plus 1 minus alpha 2. So this will be, if I take C alpha 1 common, because HX minus will be C alpha 1, and okay, the simultaneous I have taken, this is C alpha 1, I will not take this C alpha 1 because this C alpha 1 I have already taken out of that. So this is the final concentration, C alpha 1 times 1 minus alpha 2. So C alpha 1 times 1 minus alpha 2 is the concentration of, this is of H plus ion and this is of X2 minus. Okay, this is of X2 minus. So here I just put X2 minus. This is X2 minus concentration upon concentration of this HX, which is that one, C alpha 1, 1 minus alpha 2. So this is clearly gone. Now 1 plus a minimal value, 1 minus a minimal value. So one will have it neglected. So if it is neglected, this is approximated to be 1. This is approximated to be 1. So you have your value of X2 minus, which is nothing but C alpha 1 alpha 2. This C alpha 1 alpha 2 is nothing but value of Ka2. So this derivation I'm telling you, value of Ka2 is concentration of X2 minus, which is option number 2. But if you go by basic, this you have to learn at home, and if you learn at home at paper, it will be a piece of cake for you. But obviously that would require practice. So moving forward, very good. Yes, Sailesh, perfect. AKY is saying, sir, what to do in the last day? Should we relax or should we still be in the zone? Beta, still be in the zone. Because if you ask me, I passed out from an IT Kurukshetra, and you know what I used to do? My college, you can check from any, in my time, I'm talking of 2007, 2011. We got new hostels built up at that point of time. And those new hostels, that was the new hostels were just getting built, or else we were having those H1, H2, H3 before that. When we got to final year, third year, the new hostels got built and we got single sitter. So the journey from hostel to examination hall used to take, because we didn't have cycles also, we used to walk. So it was something around 700, 800 meters. So during that journey, we used to do one whole question, which obviously we know professor is making our paper. So that paper, we know that professor is going to ask this, and the most important thing is huge also. So in that 1 hour, one used to study the whole concept, because the last minute aggression is always there. If you are going to be an engineer, then you are going to study the whole night. But for JEE per se, I would definitely say be in the zone, do not leave it, but calm yourself at the same point of time. Moving forward. So next question says, I have, what will be the ratio of wavelength of third line of Paschen series to second line of Balmer series? Now we very well know how to draw these series, sir. Let's say this is 1, This is okay. I have drawn a very bad line, so let me take this line out. I should draw simply only. So let's say this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, this is 6, and maybe I'm having higher energy levels also. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, I know the energy difference is there. I mean, you should draw it in the manner which NCERT draws it, but still, just for the sake of for the mathematics of the question, the third line of Paschen series. Now, what is Paschen? Lyman, Balmer, Paschen as in third line. So, what will be the third line? First will be 4 to 3. Second will be 5 to 3 and third will be 6 to 3. So that means this is a transition from energy level 6 to energy level 3. That's why I've drawn this line religiously. Now, second line of Balmer series, because students miss it. Out of those that haste, they miss it. So it's better you draw na. Why to wrongly attempt a question which is definitely going to give you answer? Now, so second line of Balmer. So Balmer is from, you have to reach till 2. First line will be 3 to 2 and second line will be 4 to 2. So here transition is from 4 to 2. Now it is fixed. Now what you have to do? It's a ratio of wavelength. So, but the formula is 1 upon lambda. The formula of the transition we know is yes. Perfect, Sailesh bhai. Perfect. So 1 upon lambda of Paschen upon 1 upon lambda of Balmer will be equal to, applying the formula for the Paschen series, sir, R will be cancelled. Z square, whatever will be the atom, although it is saying hydrogens, it is 1 only, so it will get cancelled. So what are you left with? Sir, 1 upon n1 square minus 1 upon n2 square, n1, n2 we already know. So numerator will have 1 upon 3 square as in 9, 1 upon 6 squared as in 36, whole upon, what about this Balmer? Sir, 1 upon 2 squared as in 4, 1 upon 4 squared as in 16. Now it is a simple mathematics, but the ratio will, the left side would be lambda of Balmer upon lambda of Paschen. So I guess this will be 4 by 9. What? Because actually, who did the job for us? Sailesh. Sailesh, you must have got 4 by 9. The question is asking us Paschen upon Balmer. So it will be 9 by 4. And if God forbidden, although students have reported this option, but God forbidden, if there is an option 4 by 9, I am sure 60% of the people will tick that option. But I mean, what we are supplied with the option is this only. So obviously first is the answer. But let's say if we had 4 by 9, then many of you would have not seen this. Please do religiously read the question that what ratio is getting asked. So this is 4 by 9. Reverse will be 9 by 4. Thank God if 4 by 9 is not given, or else many would have attempted and tick that one. Now, the similar question from session 1, similar question. It was asking of CrO5 one step ahead. It is asking one step before. What is the one step before? This dichromate ion is heated in KCl in presence of acid in acidic medium. Sir, formation of this is nothing but formation of CrO2Cl2, the famous chromyl chloride. In the session 1, they even reacted this guy and made the with NaOH, and after that with amyl alcohol and H2O2, which resulted in the formation of butterfly structure. So they have stopped in this area and they are asking about this compound. So CrO2Cl2, this is option, and okay. And then you have to say the oxidation state also. So it is +6 or +5. Do the math. X minus 4 minus 2 equals 0. So it is definitely +6. Moving forward. Yes, AKY. Perfect, bhai. Perfect. Moving forward. Now, solution and colligative properties. So the question is saying osmotic pressure of a solution is okay. So value of pi is given. It is 12 atm. Perfect, sir. What is the concentration of NaCl solution which is isotonic? So if your solution is isotonic, sir, they will have same osmotic pressure. So osmotic pressure of NaCl is only given to you. What is it? 12. What is formula of pi, sir? It is equal to ICRT. I for NaCl, sir, if it is a strong electrolyte, is also saying it is a strong electrolyte, and if it would have not discussed. about the extent of dissociation, then you could have taken alpha. And if no value is given, then for sir, ionic compounds are always strong electrolytes. So the question is giving you also. So because alpha is 1, so how many ions it will form? 2. So I will be 2. So this is 12 equals 2 into concentration. So that is asked. What is our okay, 0.082 into what is T? 900 Kelvin. Do the math, anybody? I guess you are landing somewhere around 0. Okay, not this one. 0.2439. Do the into divide. So I guess AKY, relying on you. Okay, so you obviously relying on everybody actually. I guess I am, yeah. So my questions are finished, and you can do the math. I'm waiting because we will also be waiting that who else is ready for you. Sumit sir, Gaurav sir. Okay, I'm ready now, Gaurav sir. So Sumit sir is ready for you. I'm ready after Deepen sir. Okay. So I'm ending. Who is coming? So I'm ending. Deepen sir or Sumit sir, whoever is coming. So I'm ending and passing the religious student to you.
Hello, hello. I hope you are able to hear me. We are back with few more questions on physics. Let us see. This is a meter bridge question to find the unknown resistance. Sir, my exam is 28th. Is it enough to solve previous year session paper, sir? Now you have less time. If you can solve PYQs, that's great. If you don't have that much time also that you can solve all the PYQs, then what you need to do? Attend the paper analysis live, see the topics from which the questions are asked, prepare those topics very nicely, solve these questions thoroughly. It will help you. Okay, now thoroughly it will help you. Okay, now let us see this question. In a meter bridge, two balancing resistances are 30 ohm and 20 ohm. If galvanometer shows zero deflection, okay, zero deflection here, then the value of AP is zero deflection comes here. Then what is the condition for zero deflection? So it should be 60 centimeter and this should be 40 centimeter. Isn't it? Yes, directly we can say 60 centimeter. The ratio is 3:2. Need not even write the equation and all. Yes, perfect, perfect. 60 centimeter, great. Now, this is a simple question on balancing Wheatstone bridge. You see, physics is scoring. Physics is coming scoring. Now, if you miss marks in physics, then it's not good. Then it will not be justice from your side. Okay, so do justice from your side that don't miss any question on physics. RMS speed of H2 and O2 are same. If the temperature of O2 gas is this, find the temperature of H2 gas. You see, direct formula based question. Direct formula based question it is. How we write the RMS speed? We know the formula. 3 RT by M. This is the formula, isn't it? Now equate for the two gases. For O2 gas, the temperature is 23 degrees Celsius. Now if we convert 23 degrees Celsius to Kelvin, add 273, how much it will become? This will become 296. Okay, now I can say that Vrms for O2, this is equals to Vrms for my H2. Okay, so therefore root of T by M, anyways 3R is constant. So temperature for O2, that is 296 divided by molar mass 32 grams. Keep this in grams only because other side also I will take in grams, is equals to root of their temperature. We need to find T in Kelvin divided by what is the molar mass there? 2. So this is 16. So my temperature comes out to be 296 divided by 16. How much is this? This is 4. Okay, 4 into 4. 4 into 7 into 4. Then 2. And this is 37. Yes. And then I can say this comes out to be 18.5. We mentioned everything in SI units, so 18.5 Kelvin. Make sure you convert this to Kelvin. If you leave in degrees Celsius, answer will be wrong. Getting it? Okay. Formula based questions, direct formula based question. I don't think any question from KTG can be easier than this question, isn't it? Another question. Here we are having diode and capacitor. Let us read it. For the given circuit arrangement, find the change on the capacitor, find the charge, it should be charge. Find the charge on the capacitor in steady state. Now steady state means what? Capacitor is open circuit. Capacitor is open circuit means the current through the capacitor is zero. Steady state means what? Capacitor is open circuit, current through the capacitor is zero. Here the current is zero. Okay, only current will be passing through the other paths. Now you see this diode is forward bias. Forward bias it will conduct. This bias is reverse bias. This diode is reverse bias. This will not conduct. So this will not conduct. Remove it. Current I will come here and will go here. Here it is open circuit because steady state. Here this is reverse bias. Current cannot pass. Now what will be this current? So I will say my current is equal to total potential divided by total resistance of this path, 1 plus 2, 3. I need the potential across the capacitor. Across this resistor potential is 0 because there is no current through this resistor. So I need basically potential between these 2 points. Let me highlight with different color. I need potential between these 2 points. That will be equal to the potential between these 2 points. Isn't it? Across this 2 ohm resistance potential is 0. Therefore, potential across these 2 points is same as the potential across the capacitor. How much is that potential across this 3 ohm now? I into R. So if I write V here, that will be I. That is my, what is I? 2.5 by 3. 2.5 divided by, okay, wait a minute. This was 1 plus 3, 4. I did a mistake. Here it should be 4. That should be 4. Yeah. So I now I was 2.5 divided by 4, the total resistance of this path, that is my I, into R into 3. This becomes the potential across these 2 points, that is same as the potential across the capacitor. So I got my V as this. What will be the charge? Q is equal to C into V. What is C? C is 5 microfarad. So 5 into 3 into, this is 2.5 is 5 by 2, 5 by 8. So this becomes 75 by 8 microcoulomb. Why micro? Here it was micro, 10 to the power minus 6. So 75 by 8 microcoulomb. Yeah, Shailesh, perfect. Is there anybody else who is solving questions with us? I want all of you to solve questions actually. You are going to appear maybe tomorrow or day after or like that. So if you are going to appear, make sure you solve these questions parallelly, because this is what you are going to get in the exam. So make sure you understand this concept nicely, not by just looking, by solving the questions with me. Another question. Let us say this is from modern physics. An electron in a hydrogen-like atom has energy equal to minus of 0.04 E naught, where E naught is the magnitude of energy of this electron in ground state. How we write energy for electron? We know that is our minus 13.6 into Z square by N square. This is how we write. For an atom in ground state, this is the energy. That is E naught. Okay, that is our E naught. So in any nth state, if we have to write, how we write that? That will be my E naught divided by N square. Okay, certainly a negative sign is there, we will consider that. So minus E naught by N square is basically minus 0.04 E naught. Getting it? Now solve it. E naught got cancelled. My 1 by N square is equal to 0.04 is 4 by 100, that is 1 by 25. I got my n is equals to 5. How we write the angular momentum in nth state? Angular momentum is nh by 2 pi. nh by 2 pi. So n is 5, so angular momentum is 5h by 2 pi. What I need? 2 pi L by h. Multiply with 2 pi, divide with h. This becomes equal to 5. Okay, this whole comes out to be 5. See. Yes, Pranav. Perfect. N is equals to 5. Yes, great, Sailesh. Sir, please एक बार मेरा नाम ले लो. Lakshya Joshi. Okay, hello Lakshya Joshi. How are you? When is your exam? When you are going to appear? On which date? Sir, will the next session models will be same as previous session models? I don't know what you are asking, Pranav. Mention again. Next session models means what? Next question on simple harmonic motion. A simple question from topic simple harmonic motion. As the word suggests simple, it has to be simple. So during SHM, kinetic energy of particle varies with frequency this. Find out the frequency of SHM of the particle. How we write the kinetic energy, by the way? If I ask you the formula, we write it like total energy. Let us write it in a, you can say, different way. Total energy is constant. Let me represent total energy as E minus the potential energy that I can write as half k x square. K is my m omega square. X was, let us take A sin omega t. X square. So here we are getting a term of sin square omega t that will be converted in terms of 1 minus cos of 2 omega t by 2, like that. Okay, that will be converted like this. It means here if you find the frequency, here frequency becomes 2 omega. It means the frequency of kinetic energy oscillation is twice as that of the frequency of SHM. Okay, so frequency of kinetic energy is twice the frequency of SHM. Isn't it? Here 2 omega is coming, that is twice the frequency of SHM. So if you ask me the frequency of SHM, that will be half of the frequency of energy. So frequency of SHM will be 176 divided by 2, that comes out to be 88 hertz. Sir, how you motivate yourself with only 15 views on video? Good question. No, actually that doesn't make difference for us. Now I should ask how you motivate yourself to study. Okay, that is the point for me to ask you. How you motivate yourself to study. I have been through hard phases. I prepared for JEE. I got a very good rank. I graduated from IIT Roorkee. We started this new channel, and this channel is at the beginning phase. Okay, even though less students are coming, still we are happy that few of the students are taking benefit from this. So we don't need any motivation for that. Sir, next session papers models of questions will be same as that previous session papers. Now we have seen that few of the questions directly repeat or topics repeat. Okay, so next in few next shifts we can expect few of the questions from here. Okay, from these memory based questions, and few topics will at least be repeated. Okay, let us take some question in the previous shift I discussed from microscope. So that is expected that some question from microscope will come. Okay, so now here from kinetic energy and all we are discussing. So make sure you prepare like this. Will Gaurav sir complete all the questions? Yes, not all the questions, like these are memory based questions. So total number of question is 25. So out of 25 we are expecting or we are thinking that we will get at least 20. Don't know, maybe a bit less than 20, but we are targeting that we should complete 20. Let us see how many we will get, because we are getting questions, we are taking them as soon as we get them. Okay, this is 88 hertz. Got it? Yeah, this was mentioned. Okay, anyways, the unit is not mentioned, but we should understand that if unit is not mentioned, then the options are in SI units. Oh, these were the questions. Now I think Deependra sir is planning to go live. Let us see. Okay, Deependra sir will come with questions on maths.
Ended this session from his end, and I believe I can join. So I think we can start. Just give me a confirmation, students. Am I clearly audible? Am I clearly audible? Has Sumit sir ended this session? Let me get a confirmation from his end. Okay, so he has ended. Let me refresh and see the screen whether I'm clearly visible and audible or not. So yes, my side is visible. Great, good to go. So all of us are fighting actually. Internally, we are having this communication between among Sumit sir, Gaurav sir and I. Gaurav sir is saying, I'm ready with my 4 questions. Let me go. Then I told him, no, wait, I am going. I have also prepared certain number of questions. So there we have a question. There we have a lot of questions actually. And there we go with this question. So I hope previously we have done so far here. This is the one we have seen. A beautiful question. Look at the beauty of this question. A very simple question. If you could strike simple few things, not even application to derivatives, simple derivatives, not even differentiation is needed to be done. Look at the question. What does it say? It simply says you one thing, that here, let's say f of x is given by x cube plus x square f dash 1 plus 2x f double dash 2 plus f triple dash 3. And then they are asking you the value of f dash 5, where x could be any real number. Great. They must have told you some more things in the question, but this is the data we have. Let's take the benefit of doubt and let's solve it. Let's find out f dash x. So how do you find f dash x? 3x square, 2x f dash 1, 2 f double dash 2, and this will be 0 because it is constant. Great, great, great. Hello everyone. And I was seeing Sumit sir was having a lot of fun while discussing you all. So good to hear it from you all. Let's continue it now. Let's watch it and let's understand what kind of questions you are going to face in the examination hall, so that you can be very well prepared. Yes, we all agree with that Gaurav sir is the best teacher of chemistry. And here, look at this part. Now, can we figure out f double dash x as well for a while? So how do we find it, f double dash x? What I'll do is, I'll redifferentiate this part. So f double dash x will be 6x plus 2 f dash 1, and this will become 0. Now, what I'll do is, I'll find f dash 1 and f double dash 1. How do I do that? I'll replace x by 1. So when you replace x by 1, f dash 1 is 3 plus 2 f dash 1 plus 2 f double dash 2. Keep this equation with you. I'll find one more thing. I'll find f double dash 2 from here. So I'll replace x by 2. So this will be f double dash 2. This is 12 and this is 2 f dash 1. So I'm having two variables. Let's call them f dash 1 and f double dash 2. So I'm having one equation in f dash 1 and f double dash 2 as this, and the other equation, see, f dash 1 comes to this side, it becomes 2 f dash 1 minus f dash 1, that is f dash 1 plus 2 f double dash 2 plus 3. This is equal to 0. So this is one of the equations. This is the other equation. Two equations, two variables. So if I solve these two equations, how am I doing it? I have brought this equation here. I hope you can see it. If I double it, so that 2 times f dash 1 plus 4 times f double dash 2 plus 6. So this and this when added gets cancelled, and what are you left with? 4 plus 1, that is 5 f double dash 2. 12 minus 6 is 6, but with a minus sign that goes to the other side, becomes plus 6. So f double dash 2 we have cracked will be 6 upon 5. The moment you have cracked f double dash 2, you place that here 6 upon 5, you will have the value of f dash 1 as well. So I think we have cracked both the values. Which both values, students? We have cracked f dash 1. We have f double dash 2. The moment you crack f dash 1 and f dash 2, f double dash 2, I think I have f dash x, because f dash 1 we have cracked, f double dash 2 we have cracked. So I'll replace or substitute these values here. So I will get f dash x as 3x square plus 2x into a known value. I'll know it 2 times f double dash 2, which is 6 upon 5. So we both know both values, which is f dash 1 and f double dash 2. Are you all there listening and understanding, students? With that, we know f dash x now very clearly. With that, what I need is f dash 5. How do we figure out f dash 5? I'll simply replace x by 5 here. So 5 here, 5 here, 5 here. This we already know, and this we already know. And I think you'll have the answer in the next step. Do you not think this was that category of doable questions which you should do, which you should attempt at any cost, which you should not leave at all? Did you understand that? Can we move towards the next question with that? Here we go with the next question. This question says a very good question, and this question gives you or make you commit a lot of errors. Which error? We'll understand that catch, but before that, let's go through that. Let one end of focal cord of the, just give me a second, I just need to connect it, because if the mobile goes discharged, we'll not be able to continue, because it's the lifeline. We are communicating through WhatsApp a lot today, because it's a lot of switching today. So one end of the focal cord. So this is the standard parabola, y square is 16x. So two parabola, same parabola, y square 16x. One question was already there. We have already seen previously. Another question right there in front of you. So what does this question say? It says y square is equal to 16x, which means 4ax. So 4 will be 4, a will be 4, it will be x. So parametrically, any point on this parabola can be taken as 80 square comma 280. What is a? Sir, a is 4 here. I hope you remember that. So 80 square comma 280. So 480 square comma 8t. So here, if I take it as t1, let's say for a while, so 4t square comma 8t or 4t1 square comma 8t1 is given as 16 comma 16. This is one of the points lying on the parabola. But this is not just an ordinary point. This is one end of the focal cord. Do you remember a property related to focal cord? If this is a focus of the parabola and this is the focal cord, which means a cord which is passing through the focus, then parametrically this t1 into this t2 will be -1. Do you remember that property, that for a focal cord of the standard para y square is equals to 4x, the parametric versions t1 and t2, their product is -1. How many of you are aware of it? All the 12 participants who are watching it right now, do give me a quick response. How many of you were aware of it? T1, T2 is -1. With that, when I compare 4t square comma 8t with 16 comma 16, I can crack t1. So when I crack and try to crack t1, 8t is 16, so t should be 2, 16 by 8. So we have cracked t1, that is 8. So if I replace t1 by 2, -1 by 2 will be t2. So we have cracked t2. Why did we crack t2? So that we can have the other extreme of the focal cord. So when I replace t2 by -1 by 2, 4 into -1 by 2 whole square, that is 4 by 4, which is 1. 8 into -1 by 2, that is 8 by 2, which is -4, of course. So that's your other extreme of the focal cord. Are you all there listening, understanding and watching? With that, if I have T2, the other end of the focal cord, whatever we told, that there is a point P whose coordinates are alpha comma beta. There is a point B alpha comma beta, which is dividing your focal cord into the ratio 5:2. That's the catch. They did not define 5:2 or 2:5. Are you getting my point? They asked you to minimize alpha plus beta. So P has the coordinates alpha comma beta. Now you take it as either 5:2 or 2:5. Whichever ratio gives you the minimum value of alpha plus beta would be the answer. Are you understanding this sketch? So a lot of you in a rush might have taken it as 5:2. A lot of you might have taken it as 2:5. Those who have coincidentally or luckily have taken it the correct one would have gotten the right answer. Or the intelligent ones who have taken both the cases and then compared and then wrote the correct answer would have absolutely gotten the +4 marks. And those who are going to write the exam tomorrow or the day after tomorrow in the upcoming shifts, do take care of such minute details. It's about noticing these basic details. It's not about bragging or talking a lot about greater things. It's all about understanding and noticing smaller things, great detail, minute detail, nuances. Look at this particular part. What does it say? A to B, T1 comma T2, right? T1 is parametrically A, T2, so we have 16 comma 16, we have 1 comma -4. So first of all, 16 into 2, 1 into 5 by 7, that is going to give me alpha comma beta, of course. Second one will be 5a plus 2b, because either it is 5b plus 2a upon 7 or it could be 2b plus 5a upon 7. So you will get 1 alpha comma beta from this, the other alpha comma beta from this. Now whichever gives you the sum alpha plus beta as the minimum value will be the answer. So two answers you are going to get, out of which whichever is the minimum will be the answer. And IIT JEE loves giving you the wrong options. Wrong options means the incorrect answers would be there. So the moment you get the wrong answer and the moment you see it in the options, you would very happily mark the incorrect one and you'll be very glad that yes, I'm very confident now I have done a question because my option, my answer matches with the one of the options which is given in the question. So don't be in a rush. Look for the clues so that you can be more correct, be more precise. And it's a game of being accurate. Can we move towards the next question? A beautiful question. One of the best questions of today's exam. Binomial theorem. We have been constantly emphasizing one of the most important chapters, and it is where you got to think a lot. A lot of intuitions is required. A lot of arrangement is needed to be done. Because the moment you see that pattern, you basically get stuck that how should we think here. So the idea is pretty simple. Just start thinking. Of course, it is that moderate to difficult level of questions. So once you have done all the easy and moderate level questions, then jump to this question. And then we'll talk about a question from vectors in 3D as well. How do we solve this particular one, students? What are we told? 1 upon 15C0, 1 upon 15C1, 1 upon 15C1, 15C2. So I think I have told you a pattern based on it. Do you remember? Twice. I know it. Twice I have told you. Once, while taking the entire one marathon revision session in which I have made you go through this basic concept of binomial theorem. Second time, when right the day before your examination, we have make you go through all the formulae of mathematics. There also I had made you revise this formula. Which formula? Let me highlight. And I have emphasized a lot on this particular version that this formula is very widely loved by IIT and they ask questions based on it. I'll show you, I'll demonstrate you right there. Look at this particular part. We can write this first bracket. I'm not concerned about the other brackets. We'll generalize that, but let's write this first bracket 1 upon 15C0 plus 1 upon 15C1. Can I simply see it as 1 upon NC0 plus 1 upon NC1? I hope I can treat it like this. So let's say 1 upon NCR plus 1 upon NCR plus 1. This is what we have. Let's write it. So if I take LCM, it will be NCR plus NCR plus 1 upon NCR into NCR plus 1. I'm taking the LCM. I hope you are there with me. With that, do you not know this property I was constantly mentioning? Do remember this particular one? Are you all there? Have you not seen this particular property being used? So if I simply ask you to go through this one, do you remember? How do we remember it? So if this n and this n is same, and their r's are consecutive, so one is less and other one is greater than that. So here what you do is you increase this n by 1 and you keep the greater r here, so which is r plus 1. So here I have n plus 1 cr plus 1 in the numerator. We know ncr can be written as n by r, n minus 1 cr minus 1. So n plus 1 cr plus 1 can be written as n plus 1 by r plus 1 ncr. And there you have ncr plus 1, the denominator after taking the LCM. So what I can clearly see is that this, which part, students? This NCR gets cancelled by this NCR. So what are you left with? N plus 1 upon r plus 1 upon n plus 1 cr plus 1. I'll simply flip it. So what I get is this part here. So this becomes n plus 1 upon r plus 1 into n upon r plus, n plus 1 cr plus 1. Again, with this n plus 1 cr plus 1, can I again use this property? Which property, students? N plus 1 upon r plus 1 into NCR. I hope I'm writing it correctly, or maybe it wasn't n plus 1. Yes, let me make that correction here. It wasn't n plus 1. Let me just make that correction. It was NCR plus 1. Do you remember that? This was NCR plus 1. So NCR plus 1 can be written as n upon r plus 1. And it gets reduced by 1. So it will be n minus 1 CR. So this is what I'm left with. Why? Because this r plus 1 gets cancelled by this r plus 1. So n plus 1 upon n into n minus 1 CR. Now, sir, what is the point of all these efforts? It's like in Avengers Endgame, Iron Man, Spider-Man, a lot of people, try to hurt Thanos, and then just one drop of stain or blood comes out, and then Thanos says that all of these efforts for just one drop of blood, yes, for just this small drop of blood, because this will get your job done. How? Have a look at that. So this is what we have received after simplifying this one bracket. But trust me, it will initiate that chain of thoughts where your question will start breaking down into parts and your job will be done. See, if I now can write this as, what is it? Sir, if we have something like this, we can convert or write it like this. Great, we got the idea. Now, how do I simplify this? See, if I compare it with n. So what is n here? Sir, n is 15. And what is r here? Sir, r is 0. So n is 15, r is 0. So n is 15, r is 0. So 15 plus 1, 16 upon 15, 15 minus 1, 14, C0. So I get 16 upon 15, 14, C0. The value of the first bracket, do you all agree with that? The value of the second bracket, 1 upon NC1, NC2. So n is again 15, but C is now 1. So with that C, 15, 14, 14, 1. I hope you got that. 16 by 15, 14 C1. So I can generalize it 16 by 15, 16 by 15. And ultimately the last value will be NCR, which is n minus 1 CR, which is 15 minus 1 C12. 15 minus 1 C12 is 14 C12. So I can see 16 by 15, 16 by 15, 16 by 15. How many times? So it started with 0. It is ending at 12, which means 13 times. So 16 by 15 whole raised to the power 13. Now what am I left with? I am left with 14C0, 14C1, 14C2 until 14C12. So this is what I have gotten. Now your job is done. Now look at the RHS. Why? Because if I look at the numerator is 16 upon 15 to the power 13, which is alpha to the power 13. So by comparing, would you not say that, sir, alpha is 16 by 15. Look at the other part, 14C0 to 14C12. That's exactly what we have. This would start with 14C0 to 14C12. So if I could compare that, alpha will turn out as 16 by 15. And if alpha is turning out as 16 by 15, would you not say what were we asked? We were asked 30 alpha. 30 alpha is 13 into 16 by 15. 15 into 2 is 30, 2 into 16 is 32, and that's where your job is done. So hello, hi everyone. I hope you all are there listening, understanding, watching and enjoying this session. We are hoping that you all are getting aware of the kind of questions are being asked. Well, I told you that yes, vectors in 3D is one of those most important chapters from where questions are asked. Look at the beauty of this example. Such a simple question. We were highlighting these properties throughout your journey. Vectors, the session taken on vectors, the session taken on 3D, the 15 by 15 series session on vectors in 3D. 4 sessions, the same concept was being highlighted. Then this concept was highlighted in one revision marathon. This concept was highlighted in JEE backlog revision marathon. Then this concept was revised in formula revision. Trust me, minimum 7 times we have made you revise this particular chapter. 4 chapters prominently: matrices, determinants, vectors in 3D. 4 chapters. They cover a huge chunk of your JEE Mains Advanced. Don't forget that. Look at this part. There are 2 lines. Line L1, this I hope you can see line L1. I'm putting it is equal to lambda so that I can point out a point lying on this line. So parametrically it will be given by 2 lambda plus 1 lambda 2 lambda minus 1. I hope you all know to do it. There is another line L2. I'm putting it equal to mu so that I can point out the second point lying on it, which is B, point lying on the second line L2, which is given by 2 mu minus mu minus 1. I hope you know how to do it. Now, sir, add is covering up the bottom part of the board. Hold on a second. I'll get it removed. Just hold on a second. वो add hटा ना? हाँ, जल्दी हटाओ, वो नीचे दिख नहीं रहा है. So there we continue with this part here. How do we proceed further with that? We have pointed out the point A and point B. It will vanish. L2 Baju. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. So here A and B are found parametrically. So here the direction ratios of AB, the direction ratios of the AB is given by 2 lambda plus 1 minus 2 mu, lambda minus mu, that is lambda plus mu, and 2 lambda minus 1 minus mu plus 1. I hope you know. X2 minus x1, y2 minus y1, z2 minus z1. That gives you the direction ratios of the line segment AB. But we are told that this line segment AB, which is created by joining these 2 points AB, is parallel to a line which has the direction ratios 1:1:1. So if that is having the ratio 1:1:1, then this minus this upon 1 will be equal to this minus this upon 1 will be equal to this minus this upon 1. Do you remember that if 2 lines are parallel, A1 upon A2, B1 upon B2, C1 upon C2. This was told to you yesterday only, where we took that formula revision. Why are you not watching those? Everything is covered. Trust me, everything is covered. Invest some time in those. So here we have this AB segments direction ratios. Now how do I proceed with that? Here, see, if this minus this, this minus this, and this minus this is 1:1:1, which means this minus this is equal to this minus this is equal to this minus this, which means in a lambda and mu, I'm getting one equation from here. I'm getting one equation from here. two equations, two variables. When you solve them, when you put this equal to this, you get one equation in lambda and mu like this. When you put this equal to this, you get one equation in lambda and mu like this. Lambda is 2 mu. When I substitute the value of lambda as 2 mu here, I get lambda as 2 and mu as 1. Once you have cracked the lambda and mu, by putting the value of lambda here, you can crack the coordinates of A. By putting the value of mu here, you can crack the coordinates of point B. Everyone with me, just give me a confirmation. Are you all there listening and understanding this? Great, great. So I can see a lot of students watching it online. Keep responding, keep commenting, keep learning. And if you face any hurdles, issues or problems, do write in the chat box. We'll love to respond to your queries. With that, we have point A and point B. Now what I do next is, we are asked the distance between AB. How do we do that? Distance, x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square plus z2 minus z1 whole square inside an under root, but I need not put that under root because there is a square. The job is done. So yes, I hope point A and B, point B are found. By using this distance formula, you know how to do it and you can figure out the correct answer. 9 plus 9 plus 9, that is 27 will be the correct answer to this question. Did you all get that? Did you all understand that? And I think I have one more question, but this I'll say of one of the second best questions. Although from advanced perspective, it is one of the simplest questions. It is one of the moderate questions. But for mains, from mains perspective, I would undoubtedly categorize it as a question between moderate to tough category question. So if you are good at maths, if you love solving maths, if you brag that yes, you are one of those students who have enjoyed solving problems on maths, if you boast about your skills in maths, try solving this question. I challenge you. And before me try to get the answer, I would really appreciate if you could do that without using AI, mind you everyone. So how do we solve this question? A very amazing question, a very insightful one based on a lot of concepts. ITF, quadratic, trigonometry, monotonicity, a lot will be used in this one question and love solving this question. How? Have a look at that. How do I begin with this question? First of all, we are told that x is a number which lies between closed interval minus root 3 by 2 to 1 by root 2. Okay, we'll use it. We are given an expression sine inverse x whole square plus cos inverse x whole square. Then we are told that the maximum value of this expression is this. Okay, we'll try and figure it out. So what I know is that, sir, this is what an expression given to us. Now we know that sine inverse x plus cos inverse x when x lies between minus 1 to 1 is pi by 2. So for a while, let's say sine inverse x is k. Let's say sine inverse x is k. So it will be k square. So cos inverse x can be written as pi by 2 minus k whole square because there is a square. So when I expand or simplify this, I get a quadratic as 2k square minus pi k plus pi square by 4. Now don't try to find out the value of maxima and minima by using application of derivatives by using this first derivative rule. You may get confused there because there is a catch. You could do it, but there you need to check it at its boundary condition as well, but you don't need to put that much effort. You are absolutely allowed to do that, but there you got to take care of the limits. So just give me a second. I'm turning this AC on so that it is getting a lot humid here. Hold on for a while, students. Just give me a moment. Okay, great. So what do we do here? I'll simply say that I'll convert it into a perfect square. Do you remember the moment you see a quadratic, how can you convert it into a perfect square? This is the quadratic I have received. The first thing you do is make this coefficient 1 so that converting it to a perfect square becomes easy. So I take this 2 common. So I'm left with k square minus pi k by 2 plus pi square by 8 because I have divided by 2 because I have taken 2 common. Here, this will be a square. So this clearly looks like 2ab, but I need to make it 2ab. So how do I make it look like 2ab? All I need to do is I will introduce a 2 here. So the moment I introduce a 2 here, I got to divide it by 2. So let's say I divide it by 2. So there I get a square, which is a, which is k, to make you understand this. 2ab. 2ab. What is a? Sir, a is k. So 2ab. So what is b? B is pi by 4. I hope you got that. So I'll write it as a minus b whole square because a square minus 2ab. So where is b square? So if pi by 4 is b, then I need pi by 4 whole square, which is pi square by 16, but it is already pi square by 8. So I'll simply add and subtract pi square by, I'll add and subtract pi square by 16 as well, which will give you this expression. I hope everyone is with me. I hope you know how to convert a quadratic into a perfect square. Now, after having this, I want its maximum value. And between this, we know that sine inverse x is a linear expression, is a linearly or monotonically increasing function. We know between minus pi by 2, pi by 2. So between these values also, it will be monotonically strictly increasing. With that, if I talk about this expression only, k minus pi by 4. So at pi by 4, I'll find its minimum value. So of course, I need to put its minus pi by 3 value because it is a perfect square. I hope you have understood it. So two things you need to put. First, you try and put pi by 4, that will make it 0. But when I put minus pi by 3, it will give me its maximum value. So when I replace k by minus pi by 3, minus pi by 3 minus pi by 4 whole square plus pi square by 8, you simplify this and you finally, after simplification, when you replace k by minus pi by 3, you get the maximum value of this expression as 29 pi square by 36. I'm skipping that calculation, but I'm giving the direct conclusion. With that, what do you get? You get n pi square by n plus 7. That is what you were told to be the maximum value. When you simply compare, you would say, sir, if n is 29, n plus 7 will be 36. So if you do cross multiplication and there also you find n, or by simply equating it that yes, by intuition also we can say n is 29, will give you that the answer will be 29 to this question. Let me just put a response there for Sumit sir and Gaurav sir that I am done so that they get ready. Give me a moment, students, hold on for a while. I just need to communicate it to them that I am done. Hold on for a while. By the time somebody helps me or responds to me, we'll continue with. So by the time they join, can you tell me how was your exam? If you have written this exam, tell me whether you enjoyed it or not, or how was your paper. So give me a second. Gaurav sir is ready to be deployed. He's already there waiting.
Yes, guys. So we are here, and actually, I'm here with. Am I audible? Ad is covering up the screen. I guess. Am I audible, guys? Hello? I guess I am. Because in the first paper discussion, I finished one question. And then I got to know that I was not audible. So okay. So I guess I am audible, and yes, I'm starting. Okay. So point is now why we say chemistry gives you time also, and it gives you marks also. Remember that Three Idiot film? Amir Khan asked to the I mean to the God man in Three Idiots, sir, if I climb that hill, then you will give me blessing. Parents give blessing in home only. So chemistry is like that parent. Once you just have to devote time, because the percentage of return that you get during examination, you need time for physics and maths. You have, I mean, I was watching the answer. Those questions require time. How will you gain that extra amount of time? I am having 7 questions of chemistry. Start the stopwatch. Obviously, I will be discussing it, so I will be taking time. But you attempt and then you check for yourself. Sir, it has not taken. It will not be taking 5 minutes. I am having 7 questions. I'll be starting. I'll be discussing 7 questions, and you keep a stopwatch with you. You stop it, and then you check for yourself, because I will be discussing for all the students. You will not be taking 5 minutes for doing 7 questions. So 7 into 4 is 28. So 28 marks, 4 minutes is how you make. So leaving chemistry is a crime, because you need time for physics and maths. So let us understand that why we say so. Now, the first question, it's a graph. There were 4 graphs given, and you have to pick the correct graph. So obviously I can see it's Nernst equation application, which says E cell is nothing but a constant, which is E naught cell, the standard cell potential, minus RT upon NF. If you solve it, it is 0.059 with the multiplier 2.303 upon number of electrons transferred into log of Q. Now, because in x-axis it is asking temperature, so let us write that formula only. But I have given you this formula because for later sessions you should, because Nernst equation they will ask questions. So for the calculation question you should do that. Else it is minus RT upon NF into ln of Q. If the multiplier 2.303 is multiplied, the ln becomes log. Now, sir, it's a straight line. The question is telling us that it is y. Okay, sir. This is temperature, so this is x. So sir, it's a straight line. With what slope? Sir, with negative slope. So can you find a straight line with negative slope? I guess it is, you do not have to. I guess I've made my point. Out of those 7 questions, this is the first question. Yes, so it will be taking, I mean, it will not be taking any amount of time. Moving forward. Now the okay, fine. Moving forward. Now, CH3Br, an alkyl halide, is reacting with a nucleophile. Obviously, we know so nucleophile attacks and halogen replaces, and we get a nucleophile substituted organic compound. Perfect, sir. Now, in the question you are asked order of reactivity of the nucleophile. Now, actually, if you want to make this question good, it will be a good question. But for mains and for your NCERT logic, if the donor site is same, trend of acidity and trend of basic nature to give electrons and nucleophilicity remains the same. Base is a species which gives an electron to hydrogen. Nucleophile is a species which gives electron but to carbon. So for, if the donor site, like donor site of all these are oxygen, so if donor site is same, order of basicity and nucleophilicity remains the same. And for estimating the order of basicity, what is your basic strength, I will call your daddy, which is your acid. For conjugate base, I will check your acid, because acids order we are very familiar with. So who will be the acid of ClO4 minus? Sir, it will be HClO4. Who will be the acid of phenoxide ion? Sir, phenol. Who will be the acid of acetate ion? Sir, acetic acid. And who will be the acid of hydroxide ion? Sir, water. Now you tell me, who is the strongest acid? Sir, mineral acid is the strongest acid. So acidic strength, it is first. Then carboxylic acid of phenol. Sir, carboxylic acid have equivalent resonating structures. Therefore, carboxylic acids are much stronger acids than any aromatic alcohol. So this becomes second, this becomes third, and obviously water. Sir, it is not even an acid. For organic compounds, it can be treated, but for mineral, it is just a weak electrolyte. So but so acidic nature of but for aliphatic alcohols, water is a strong acid than aliphatic alcohol. So for organic acids which are weak acids, you can definitely do. Now, sir, but this is the acidic order. What are you asked? Order of basic nature. So what will be order of basic nature? Order of basic nature will be opposite to that of acidic nature. Why? Because we know if HX is an acid and proceeding forward to give H plus and X minus, then this is the conjugate base. If acid is strong, then equilibrium will be shifted to forward direction. If it is shifted to forward direction, it will not shift to backward direction. That means if acid is strong, base will be weak, and vice versa. So because this is the strongest acid, so its conjugate base will be weak. So where ClO4 is coming to the last? In these options. And who will be the strongest? Sir, water. That means OH minus. Where OH minus is winning the race? Bingo. I guess you have got the answer. 2 2 2. Perfect, guys. Now you invest time in your stop clock, and then you check how much time you have taken. Nothing. Now again, I'm explaining everything, that's why I'm taking time. Else it would be a piece of cake for you if theory is well revised. Moving forward. Now, NCERT, nitrobenzene, Br2. Sir, electrophile will be created. Yes. What electrophile? Sir, Br plus. Okay. What is the action of NO2? Sir, it is a deactivating group and will create positivity at ortho and para position. We know plus repel each other. So it is a meta-directing group. Hello. That means A is a meta substituted bromo product of this nitrobenzene derivative. Done, sir. What is SnCl2? The famous metal and HCl do what? Do reduction. Reduction of what? Reduction of nitro group. So the little nitro group is converted to, this guy is converted to NH2, because action of SnCl2 is to reduce amides and form amine. So formed amine. Now this is B. Now after that you are supposed to react with Br2 and water. Now Br2 and water, as an excess of Br plus will be created. Why, sir? Because it's an activating group. Again NCERT. NH2 is a highly activating group and will activate the ring at ortho and para position. So wherever bromine can go, it will go and it will attach. So wherever you have minus at its ortho and para position, it will be heavily substituted. So what product you will be getting? Sir, NH2 is obviously there. So bromine here also, here also, here also, and here also. Okay, sir. I guess everybody is in this with me now. Sir, after that, beta, you are having NaNO2 or HCl. Bottle of nitrous acid is unstable, cannot be sold in market. So we make HNO2 runtime. How? By mixing NaNO2 with HCl. What does nitrous acid do? It converts this amine to diazonium salt. Diazonium salt has a high capacity of doing what? So diazonium has a capacity of getting out of benzene ring. Okay, I'm sorry. It has a capacity of getting out of benzene ring because nitrogen, my friends, is the most stable diatomic molecule. So nitrogen will be removed and whatever minus now is present can be easily attached with benzene ring, which otherwise is very difficult. Diazonium salt questions are very much loved by JEE. So again, telling you every detail. So this is gone. What is the minus? It is available, sir. Cl minus. So Cl minus ion will be gone. So I guess your answer is beautifully 1. I've deliberately made those options smaller because I want you to learn and revise. Also, option is definitely 1. Okay, 2, 2, 2. Nobody is giving 1, but okay. I guess you got my point. Sir is. I'm from, yes. I I can't tell you, but yes, I am from. Now, what is for first order reaction? Now, for first order reaction, chemical kinetics. Sir, first order reaction. What is the rate law? Sir, easy na. Kt is equal to Kt is equal to ln of A naught upon At. Remember like this. Kt, rate for first law, integrated rate law equation is Kt is equal to ln of A naught upon At. Sir, we know this. Now, it is saying A is reacting to form B and C. Let's say initial pressure, because question is talking for in terms of pressure. So let us talk for pressure. So at time t equal to 0, initial pressure is P naught. Sir, no product is formed. Okay. At time, okay, the question is saying after 100 seconds. So okay, after that 100 second, do the stoichiometry. So 1 will be dissociated and 1 will be formed. So let's say x gone. So how much left? P naught minus x. So how much formed? X minus x. What is the total pressure at time t? So total pressure is equal to this plus this plus this partial pressure of all gases. So it will be P naught plus x. Now, the question is supplying you with some data. It is saying initial pressure is 1 bar. Sir, that means P naught is given. So what is value of P naught? Sir, P naught is 1 bar. Done. Sir, after the time, total pressure is also given. So P total is given. How much? 1.5 bar. So this value is 1.5. This value is 1 rupee. So X is 0.5 bar. Done. Put this in formula. You are supposed to calculate the value of K. So, sir, this K is equal to 1 by T, as in 1 upon 100, into ln of A naught. What is A naught, my friends? A naught is, okay, it is P naught as an initial pressure of reactant upon what is AT? Pressure of reactant remaining at time T. People make mistake in this. Initial concentration of pressure, sir, if pressure is given, we will put pressure, and concentration of reactant remaining at time t. So what is concentration or pressure of reactant remaining at time t? Sir, it is P naught minus x. So actually you have to put P naught upon P naught minus x. The only place where students fail to be correct is this. If you are, then I'm very proud of you. You should also be proud of yourself. So P naught is definitely, where is it? P naught is 1 and this is 1 minus, so this is 0.5. So this is 1 by 2. So this is ln2. We remember ln2, it is 0.693. So it is 0.693 into 10 raised to the power minus 2. I guess move one decimal forward and you will get 10 raised to the power minus 3. Bingo. Because I'm explaining this question, that's why I'm taking time. Else you will not be taking time. Trust your NCERT, trust your basic, remain calm. Moving forward, I'm again and again telling you now. Energy of first line again now. Atomic structure question. Energy of first line of Lyman series. Remember those? We have drawn those lines. This is E1. What is the value? Minus 13.6. This is E2. What is the value? Minus 3.4. You should learn, at least for hydrogen, you should learn. What is E3? Sir, E3 is minus 1.5154. What is E4? E4 is minus 0.54. What is E5? Although it will be very close, but I need to write. So it will be minus 0.845 something. Now, at least learn these values. Not exactly. Why? See the question. The question is asking you that energy of first line of Lyman series is A. Now, just go with the logic. First line of Lyman. What is Lyman? Higher to n equal to 1. What will be the first line? Sir, this will be the first line. So this is A. What is the energy difference? Now you can do this packet. This is A. Okay, sir. Energy of second line of Balmer series. Now what is Balmer? Sir, Balmer, Lyman, Balmer. Okay. Second line as in 3 to 2 will be first line. So second line will be 4 to 2. So this will be B. Now, what is C? First line of Balmer series. So what will be first line of Balmer series, sir? From 3 to 2. This is first line of Balmer series. That means this is C. So question is playing with the ABC pattern. So make it so that you may not get confused. Now, what is D? The second line of Lyman series. So Lyman series first line is this, second line will be this. So from 2 to 1, this will be D. Sir, we can see this is big, you know, this is big. Even nursery, so this is big, large and small. So this is large, this is small. So okay, so D is the largest. After that, for A and B, I guess you should know the maths. Obviously, you can see also this is 10.2, or else if you would have made so small. So at least if you know the idea, then you know that this difference is very, very large, and that difference is not that upper, because just by viewing, do not know that. You need to know the values also. That's why I said you need to know the value. So of highest magnitude is D. So D is highest in two options. A is anyway coming second, so it is not getting tied also. So after that, B or C, sir, B is greater. I can see it is a bigger line, it is a smaller line. So obviously option 4 is your easy answer. Wrong question. What is wrong, beta? Khushi? Acha, okay. You think some other question was there. So beta, this is, as I said, the concepts we are discussing, and concepts are definitely right, but if these are memory based questions, so the data from where we have received these questions, so I guess we have validated as far as we can do, but obviously the logics are definitely can be repeated and can be revised. Moving forward. Now, which of the following compound is optically inactive is the question. Now, sir, may the OG, okay, beta, at least please continue and start doing this, devote yourself completely in this. At least for now, it is high time. JEE is actually going on now. The optically inactive, how many are optically inactive? So draw the structures. If they have chiral carbon, they are active. If not, they are inactive. So what is N-propyl, sir? It is normal group. So these are the 3 carbons, and I have a chlorine over here. I do not have any optically active, I can see. So it is definitely not having any optical active chiral carbon. So it is optically inactive, and question is asking us how many are optically inactive. So yes, first is an answer for us. It is inactive. secondary butyl. Butyl is a 4 carbon chain, and secondary as in it has to be a 2-degree carbon. So this can or this can, both can be. So it can be the same structure, and obviously once you have drawn the structure, you must have observed methyl, ethyl, chlorine and 1 hydrogen. So it will also have a chiral carbon, and because it has a chiral carbon, therefore it will be chiral, and therefore not an answer for us. So this is not an answer for us because it is chiral, and question is asking us optically inactive. So what is tertiary butyl? Obviously you can it is quite evident that so many methyl groups are same. So if this is chlorine, then this is obviously not having any chiral carbon, so yes, it is also optically inactive. And what is iso picture? First carbon, second carbon and a methyl branch, and its free valency is a picture of iso group. So isopropyl chloride, because it is also having it is also having no chiral carbon, so obviously it is also optically inactive. So answer is only 1, 3 and 4, except option except this part 2. Moving forward, now NCRT question. Now Itard reaction. What is Itard reaction, sir? CrO2Cl2. This is actual reaction of chromyl of substituted benzenes to give corresponding aldehyde. NCRT basic reactions. So Itard reaction is Roman number 4. The reagent, easy question. Getterman-Koch, sir, it is also called formylation. Formyl group, formaldehyde, if you add in benzene, you will get the benzaldehyde. So CO and HCl in presence of anhydrous AlCl3, the classic naming reaction. So A is 4, so A is 4. B is 3, so B is 3. Stephen reduction, the famous SnCl2 first. Nitrile reacts with SnCl2 and HCl. SnCl2 and HCl forming imine. Post hydrolysis, they form their corresponding aldehyde. The famous reaction NCRT fact. So C is 2. So C is 2. You got your answer. You do not even have to know what Rosenmund reaction is. But yes, you have to know Rosenmund reduction is you take cyanides, and what you do with those cyanides or nitriles, you react them with hydrogen in presence of poison, and those poison limit the reaction and make it till reduction till aldehyde, or else they could have been reduced further. So obviously I guess Rosenmund is option 1. So okay, we have already got an answer. So because I am explaining everything, making you trying to revise the concept, that's why I took time. If you would have religiously done that with a stopwatch, you would have seen, sir, it is very easy to score, but you have to invest equal amount of time when you are working. So moving forward, I guess Sumit sir is ready. So ending session, and Sumit sir is coming for you guys. So I hope you enjoyed it. So let's see if I gather some more questions. I'll be back. So Sumit sir, over to you.
Hello. I hope I am audible to you all. I'm audible to you all. Please mention in the comments. Are you able to hear? Okay. Great. So we are having few questions on physics now. Let us see. This is the first question that we are going to discuss. And yeah, this question we had already discussed. Okay. So this is the question that we are going to discuss now. Now see this. This is a very straightforward, easy questions from work energy power based on work energy theorem. So here position is given as a function of time, mass is 2 kg. What we need to find out work done on particle from 2 second to 3 second. Total work done is equals to change in the kinetic energy. How to find the change in the kinetic energy? Find the velocities. How to differentiate it? Okay, so we will write velocity as dx by dt. Differentiate this expression t square plus t plus 1. Now if you differentiate this will become 2t plus 1. Now find the velocities at t is equals to 2 and t is equals to 3. So at t is equals to 2, if I write, what is the velocity? Let us take that as v1. So 2 into 2. Wait a minute, this was 2t plus 1, sorry. 2t plus 1. So v1 at t is equals to 2 will become 5, and at t is equals to 3, it will become 3 into 2, that is 6 plus 1, 7. We know the velocities, find the change in the kinetic energy. So work done is equals to change in the kinetic energy by using work energy theorem. Like this. What is the mass? 2 kg. And V2 square, that is 7 square 49 minus V1 square 5 square, that is 25. This becomes 24. This becomes 24 joules. Yep. 24. D option. Are you able to see? Are you able to understand? Very easy question from work energy power. I don't think anything can be easiest or easier than this from that particular chapter. Another question. This is on magnetic field. We need to find the magnetic field at O. Okay, so here we are having a wire, okay, which is bent like this, and this is a circle. We need to find the magnetic field at O. So two shapes are there. One is this ring kind of shape, another is this straight wire of infinite length. So when you find the magnetic field at O, take the composition of both of them, okay, due to the ring as well as due to the wire. Now due to the ring, the magnetic field is inside, due to the wire, the magnetic field is outside. So when you will find the net magnetic field, they are going to subtract. So due to the ring, if I write, that is mu naught I by 2r into the plane, okay. So due to ring I am writing magnetic field is mu naught I by 2r. This is the formula, and that is into the plane, cross into the plane. Due to wire, this is out of the plane, and how much? Mu naught I by 2 pi r. So due to wire, if I write mu naught I by 2 pi r, that is out of the plane. So when you find the net magnetic field, just subtract that. So mu naught I by 2 r is common. I will take that common. 1 minus 1 by pi. C option. Anyone solving parallelly with me? Anyone here who is solving this question with me? Please mention your name. I want all of you to solve, because you are going to appear for JEE Mains, and if you are going to appear, you are going to face these type of questions in the exam. Level of the physics is always predicted. It is going to be the same. Okay, whatever level of questions you are getting, it is going to be the same. In chemistry and math, things can change, but in physics, like, what can change? Two physical quantities x and y has measured values this and this respectively, the value of x plus y. Now you may say, sir, this is just addition. No, here you need to take care of the significant figures. Okay, they may not mention exactly, write the answer in proper significant figures, but this is understood that you need to solve according to the significant figures. So what is the rule of the significant figures for addition? After the decimal places, the number of the number of the digits should be least as in any of the values. So this is 23.01. This is 37.3. If I add, it will become like this. Now this is having one place after the decimal, this is having two places, so the final answer should have only one place after the decimal, so I'll round it off. So when I'll round it off, it will become 60.3. 60.3 is the correct answer. This is wrong. Yeah, perfect, Arya. Perfect. This is wrong. This is wrong. Okay. Yes, that is the rule of the. Don't think like, sir, it is coming 60.31. That is more accurate. No. According to significant figures, A is the correct answer. Statement question. Let us read. This is from YDSE. In the last shift also the YDSE question was asked. You remember that? Yes, in the morning shift, one question was there from YDSE. Now another question, this is of statement. Let us read it out. In YDSE, if the distance between the slit and the screen is increased, fringe width also increases. And in the second option, it says the wavelength of the light used in YDSE increases, then fringe width also increases. It means I need the relation of the fringe width with the distance between the slits and the wavelength. This is what we need. What is the formula for fringe width? Beta, that is lambda d by d. This is the formula for fringe width. If the distance between slits and screen increases, it means d increases, fringe width increases. Is that correct? In this expression, if d increases, beta will increase? Yes. So this is true. Statement 1 is true. Statement 2, if wavelength of light used in YDSE increases, then fringe width also increases. In this expression, if lambda increases, beta will increase? Yes. So this is also true. This is also true. Statement 2 is correct. So I will say both statement 1 and 2 are correct. Option A. Are you able to understand? Are you getting this simple statement question, what it is saying here? You just need to remember the formula for fringe width. Beta is equals to lambda d by d, and many times direct question from fringe width are there in mains. You have seen PYQs, there are questions from beta. Another question from current electricity. Oh, so from current electricity, I think we have already discussed how many questions? 2. Okay, let us see. I think yeah, 2 questions we discussed. One was on meter bridge and another question was on which one? That was, yeah, maximum power transfer theorem. Yes, so 2 questions were there. So this is the third question from current electricity. You see, I mentioned that current electricity is must chapter, and there are many times 3 questions in previous you see previous year also there were like some shifts in which 3 questions were there from current electricity, and here also 3 questions. This is the third question that I am going to discuss. Okay, let us read it. For the given resistive network, the net resistance across AB, then the value of Xs. So net resistance across AB is X. This is not XR, this is X ohm. We need to find the value of X. Okay, so first find the net resistance. These two are in series. So how much? 2R plus X. Now this 2R plus X is parallel with R. So how much will be the equivalent? 2R plus X into R. This is R1 R2 divided by R1 plus R2. R1 plus R2 will become 2R plus X plus R. So that will become 3R plus X. And this is equal to X. That is given to us. Now from this, solve it. And this will become a quadratic in X. Then you need to find value of X. So let us write it. So this will become X square plus 3Rx, okay, is equal to 2R square plus Rx. What it is now? X square plus Rx minus 2R square. This is 0. Where are you? At home. Okay, you are talking with yourself. So what is X here? Minus B, that is minus R, plus minus root of B square minus 4AC. I think I did a mistake here. This should be 2Rx, isn't it? Yeah, this should be 2Rx. This should be 2Rx. Then X is equals to minus B plus minus root of B square minus 4AC divided by 2A. I hope I am going right. This will become 3R square, so that is root of 3R. We will consider plus because X has to be positive. So this will become root minus 1 into R. root minus 1 into r. Hi sir, please reply. Hello, hello Onkar. So this is r into root 3 minus 1, option D. Question from thermodynamics. Now thermodynamics, I think in last lecture also there were question. Yeah. So let us see this. A diatomic gas gamma is given to us, 100 joule of work in an isobaric expansion. Okay, the heat given to the gases. Now this is a isobaric process and we need to find Q. So how we write for isobaric? Anyways, Q is equal to delta U plus W. Now for isobaric, what is W? Nr delta T. What is delta U? That is always NCV delta T. Like this. What is CV? CV is R upon gamma minus 1. From here, take NR delta T, common out. It will become like this. Now, NR delta T is my work done and this work done is given as 100 joules. A diatomic gas does 100 joules of work. It means this is positive 100. So, this is my 100 joules. Now 1 by gamma minus 1, 1 by 1.4 minus 1, 1 by 0.4. What is 1 by 0.4? 10 by 4, that is 5 by 2. 5 by 2. So 5 by 2 plus 1 will become 7 by 2. What it is now? 350. 350 joules. Option A. Hello, I talk to you. Sir, answer is option A. Yes, option A is correct. Onkar, you want to say something? You can write what you want to say. Okay, we got 350 joules. Another question. This is from kinematics on river crossing. Yeah, width of a river is given 200 meter. Velocity of the river is given. The boat can move with 20 meter per second with respect to river. Want to cross the river in minimum time. The displacement along the river bank is. So when the boat want to cross the river in minimum time, what will be the direction in which the boat should move? Perpendicular to the flow, like this. How much time it will take? So time will be whatever is the width divided by velocity of the boat, because along this only component is velocity of boat. This is velocity of boat with respect to water, by the way. You should understand that. What is that? Velocity of boat. So width is 200 divided by velocity of boat, that is 20 meter per second. So 20. So this comes out to be 10 seconds. Now time we got. Now in that time we know there is horizontal component of V river is also there. Resultant, it will move like this. So how much will be this displacement? This in horizontal direction, the speed is velocity of river. So velocity of river into time. So drift is velocity of river into time. What is velocity of river? That is 10 meter per second. Yeah, 10 meter per second. Yes. So 10 into the time is 10. So this becomes 100 meter. Sir, the answer is option A. I think you are mentioning for the previous question. Yeah, that was option A, correct. For this question, we are getting 100 as the correct answer. Now, next question on terminal velocity. Yes, questions are asked from terminal velocity. Yes, we know that previously also many times. Terminal velocity of spherical ball of mass of radius this is, and liquid is 20 centimeter per second. Find terminal velocity of ball when radius is 3 mm radius. Okay, for 6 mm we know, for 3 mm we need to find in the same liquid. What is the terminal velocity formula? 2 by 9 r square g by eta delta rho. Everything else is same, only radius is changing. So V1 terminal divided by V2 terminal is equals to R1 by R2 square. That's all, isn't it? Everything else is same, density change in density, difference of the density will same, eta is same, my G is same, 2 by 9 is same, only radius is changing. So V1 terminal by V2 terminal is equals to R1 by R2 square. So from here I can say, what is V1 terminal? 20 centimeter per second. 20 divided by V2 terminal is equals to R1. What was R1? 6. What is R2? 3 square. So this becomes 2 here, 4. 2 square will become 4. So this is 4. So 4 into 5. From there I got my V2 terminal as 5. 5 centimeter per second. And we need to find the terminal velocity with the same units. That should be mentioned, centimeter per second. So the answer becomes 5. Five is the terminal velocity, sir. Great, good. सर मेरे 206 नंबर्स आ रहे हैं, कुछ मिलेगा क्या मुझे? OBC NCL से हूँ, मिल जाएगा भाई. Great, 206 is a very good score. Okay. Next, in given LC circuit, now here the diagram is missing. Let me draw the diagram first. So this is our LC circuit. Charge on the capacitor is maximum at t is equals to 0. So at t is equals to 0, some charge is there. Let us take this is plus, this is minus. Some charge Q0 is there. Okay. Find the time at which charge becomes 25% of the initial value. Now I will close this. This is my capacitance C. This is my inductor L. Now when the charge remains 25% of the initial value, what will be the time? So can you write charge as a function of time? We know that this is LC oscillation, current is oscillating, my charge is oscillating. So and they are sine and cos function. So at t is equals to 0, current charge is maximum. So certainly it will be a function of cos. So I can say my charge Q will be equals to Q0 into cos of omega t. What is omega? 1 by root of LC. This we know. Why I took cos function? Because at t is equals to 0 it is maximum, therefore I took cos function, otherwise it would be sine function. Current if I write, that would be a sine function. Now from here I need to find time when the charge remains 1/4 of the initial value. 1/4 of the initial value means the charge remains Q0 by 4. Wait a minute. There is some message. Somebody is writing like this. Okay, anyways. So from here, what is Q? Q is Q0 by 4, write it. Q0 by 4 becomes Q0 cos of omega t. Q0 got cancelled and I can say omega t is equals to cos inverse 1 by 4. So time becomes 1 by omega cos inverse 1 by 4, and what is 1 by omega? That is root of LC. So this becomes root of LC cos inverse 1 by 4. Could have marked it directly also. There is nothing you can say complicated without seeing the diagram also. Charge becomes 1/4, so it will be cos inverse 1 by 4. Omega will be 1 by root LC. So root LC cos inverse 1 by 4. Direct. Formula based questions. Now, two cars moving parallel to each other with velocities shown. Okay. Initial separation between the cars is 10 meter. Okay. Yeah. Find angular momentum of car A with respect. They are moving parallel. So we need to find angular momentum of car A with respect to car B. So let us write their velocities first in meter per second. Okay, convert kilometer per hour to meter per second. How to convert that? Multiply with 5 by 18. So if you multiply here with 5 by 18, so this will become 10 meter per second, and this will become 20 meter per second. Now with respect to car B, if you see the velocity of car A, that will be in the opposite direction 10 meter per second. So with respect to car B, car A is moving in this direction with 10 meter per second. This is velocity of car A with respect to B. I need to find with respect only, okay, angular momentum of car A with respect to car B. With respect to car B, I got the velocity. What is the perpendicular distance? 10 meter. How we write the angular momentum? Angular momentum is r cross p. I can write that as r perpendicular into p. What is r perpendicular? 10 meter. So if I write r perpendicular into p here, r perpendicular is 10 meter. What is p? Momentum. What will be the momentum? Mass m into the velocity. We need to find with respect, so we will take the relative velocity into relative velocity only, okay, that is 10 meter per second. So this becomes 100 m. So the correct option comes out to be option A. So simple question from angular momentum, direct formula based question from angular momentum. You see, angular momentum of a particle. In mains, find the angular momentum of a particle, projected particle at the maximum height. These type of questions are asked many times. This is another simple question like that. Okay, I think we covered the questions on physics. Now let us see who is coming next. I think let me check with Dipendra sir or Gaurav sir. Till now, what you feel about physics paper? Can you tell in the comments? Anybody? Anyone? Can you share? Physics paper is till now, I can say, most of the portion is formula based. Not exactly the formulas, but formula based. Okay. So I am ending now. Gaurav sir, Dipendra sir is going to come. Just a second. I think studio person is not there. End kar do.
Gaurav sir says that no, let me also enter, but I think we can end this first. We can make Gaurav sir wait for a while and we can start. I hope, just give me a quick confirmation. Am I visible? Is this stream started? Yes, yes, yes. Great, great. So somebody saying physics मुश्किल तो नहीं थी, moderate ही थी. Okay, great, great, great. So moderate thi, that's great, brilliant. So keep interacting, keep responding. We are really loving this response that you all are so actively participating. Let me see, we have done all the questions previously. Yes, so this is the question here. Beautiful question from sequence and series. If you look closely, you can crack the pattern. So hello, hi everyone. I'm clearly visible and audible. Just give me a quick response. That's great, Anand. Brilliant. Thank you so much. So we are told that A1 to A10 by 2 to the power 9. So A1 comma A2 by 2 comma A3 by 2 square till A10 by 2 to the power 9 are in GP. Great. With a common ratio 1 by root 2. Okay. So when they say that this is a GP with common ratio 1 by 2, what I know is that A2 upon 2 by A1 will be equal to a cube by 2 square upon a2 by 2 because common ratio. So this, when I write, can I not say this a2 upon 2 by a1 can be written as a2 by 2a1. This a3 upon 2 square by a2 by 2 I can write as a3 by 2a2 and so on. So it will be a2 by 2a1, a3 by 2a2, a4 by 3, a4 by 2a3 and so on until a10 by 2a9. And this common ratio of this GP is given as 1 by root 2. And if I take all these 2 to the other side, this will be 2 by root 2. If I multiply all these sides by 2, I'll be getting a2 by a1, a3 by a2 and so on until a10 by a9. And this will be 2 by root 2, that is root 2. Question is done. Can you see this? Can you not notice what I'm trying to highlight here? All of you must have seen that, sir, the job is done, because we can say that a2 by a1, a3 by a2, a4 by a3, so on until a10 by a9 is under root 10, sorry, under root 2, which means this is again forming a GP. a1, a2, a3, a4 until a10 is forming a GP with which common ratio? With the common ratio root 2. And if the common ratio is root 2, we know, can we not find the sum of the first 10 terms of this GP? I hope you remember A times r to the power n minus 1 upon r minus 1. Do you remember that? Is it lagging? I'm not visible. I'm not properly visible. Am I not clearly audible? Other participants who are watching it online, give me a quick response. Is it lagging? Is the screen breaking? You're not able to hear me? Just give me a quick response. Otherwise, I'll just get it checked. By the time I'm continuing it, so we know the first 10 term sum of this GP, I hope you remember this, given by A1, the first term, common ratio is root 2, r to the power 10 n minus 1 upon r minus 1. So here, this is given as 62. The job is simple. You will be given certain options. You were given options which are not there with us. When you put those values or hit in trial or simply simplify this, you get the value of A1. So I'm skipping that calculation part. Okay. Some other students are also saying that it is lagging. Let me just get it refreshed. It will take for a while. I'll just hold on for a while. I'll just fix it. I'll try to fix it. So give me a response. Am I clearly audible now? Is it properly visible to you now? Is it still lagging? Sharma is saying sometimes it is lagging, but it is clear now. Great. Just give me a response so that we can continue, right? So from here, what I'll say is that here, I hope it is properly visible to everyone. Is it going smoothly? Let me check this stream because I have refreshed the screen. Now it's clear, sir. Okay, Anand is saying that it is properly visible. Let me cross check it. So I hope it is going fine. It is going great. Great. Okay, great. Perfect. Let's move to the next question. What do we see? An excellent question. If you ask me which is the best topic in entire mathematics, I'll undoubtedly, unhesitatingly say complex numbers. This is one of those chapters which was imagined. It came out of imagination and then it did wonders to mathematics. It entered into vectors in 3D, it entered into coordinate geometry, it entered into everywhere. You will see it getting used in complex numbers as well. Can you believe that? A lot of properties which were way back developed by Newton, Navier and all of them could now be very easily be proved with the help of complex numbers. You won't believe when you delve deeper into complex numbers like that. Trust me. But right now, if you look at this question, it gives you z minus 5, mod of it is less than equal to 3, which means this is a circle which has center at 5, 0 and its radius is 3. But it is an inequality, which means all the region inside this circle, not outside or outside the circle. So I'm talking about all the points lying either inside or on the circle. So we are concerned about which points, students, all the points which are lying inside or on the circle, which is having 3 as its radius and 5, 0 as its center. Now what are we told? That argument of z is maximum for a complex number z0. We'll talk about that. But I hope you can very clearly see 5, 0 is the center on the x-axis, 3 is the radius. Now, if I take any point z0, so that I could ensure that it should have maximum argument. How can I have that? See, I can take a z0 here, but when I take a z0 here, it will have this argument only, which is a very low value. If I take a z0 here, which will be this, which is again a little higher than that. But if I take z0 here, I'll have this value as maximum. Because again, if I go down from here, I'll have this value getting decreased. So there will be a value where the argument will be maximum. How will you identify that? The idea is really simple. Mathematically, how will you identify it? I'll say, sir, from origin, if you draw a tangent to this circle, that argument will be maximum. And that tangent, where it connects this circle, where it touches the circle, would be RZ0 undoubtedly. So this point over here will be the complex number Z0, which will be having the maximum argument. Ashi is saying, sir, mere 262 marks she has gained and she is feeling really well. But you could do better. We really appreciate this spirit, Ashi. Keep it up. And in the April attempt, you and all the participants will do way better. With this experience, you all would definitely do way better. And we are there with you, assisting you throughout your journey. Until April attempt, we would have released all our one-shots, all our 15x15 series videos, and we would have come up with a lot of new initiatives to help you completely, thoroughly, and extensively in this journey. So with that, let me continue further. Let me see. I hope all these students are there, clearly watching. Great. So keep participating, keep interacting, whatever concerns, queries you have, whatever experience you had, do unhesitatingly write that. We'd really love to hear from you all. We have been waiting for this day. We have been working really hard for this day. So do share your experiences. With that, we know that Z0. Now Z0 is what? If I wish to define Z0 in polar form, I'll say r cos theta comma r sin theta. But before that cos theta, sin theta, I need to have that theta. So this is theta. This is radius, I hope you remember that. So if this is the radius, this length is 5 because this is 5 comma 0, this is origin. So this is 5, this is 3, this is 90 degree of course. So Pythagorean triplet, this will be 4. So we got r cos theta comma r sin theta. So we have that r which is 4. Now what about cos theta and sin theta? You have that. See, this is theta. This is 3, this is 5, this is 4. Can you not help me with the cos theta? You will say, sir, base upon hypotenuse which is 4 by 5. Sin theta, perpendicular upon hypotenuse which is 3 by 5. Do you all agree with that? Now continuing further, I need z0, which in polar form, coordinate geometry or Euler form or complex number is given by r cos theta comma r sin theta. So that is given by what? R is 4, remember that. So 4 into 4 by 5, 4 into 3 by 5, that is 12, 16 by 5 comma 12 by 5. If I write it in complex form, it will be 16 by 5 plus 12 iota by 5. Now here what I have is, what I need here is 5 z0 and 5 iota z0. So this is z0. If I multiply it by 5 on both sides, I'll be seeing 16 plus 12 iota. If I multiply it by 5 iota, I'll be seeing 16 iota and this will be minus 12. I hope you remember that. So when I substitute these values here and when I see that this will be a complex number, some complex number upon some complex number. So I'll multiply and divide it by the conjugate of the denominator's complex number. I'll be seeing a complex number, or in a simpler world, you take the modulus of the numerator divided by the modulus of the denominator, because with the complex numbers, you can divide modulus or distribute modulus in product and division. So I'll simply say 16 minus 12, that is how much? 4 plus 12 iota in the numerator divided by what? Divided by what? Divided by minus 12 minus 16, that is how much? 38, I believe so. So minus 38 plus 16 iota. A little lengthy in terms of calculation, but yes, it was still doable. So I hope you know how to take the complex numbers modulus. It will be under root 4 square plus 12 square divided by under root 38 square plus 16 square into 34, and that will do or make you do your job. Wasn't it interesting? You could have done it with a different approach as well. I totally appreciate it. But if you had this approach, I think this was one of the nicest approach. If you had something better, if you did attempt it, and if you tried something different, do write in the comment box. We'd really love to hear it from you. Anand is saying, sir, I'm currently getting 120 marks in my mock test. I have exam on 28. Is there any way to improve? There is a lot to improve, Anand. You can watch our 15 by 15 series. We have covered a lot of important questions, important concepts in a very quick manner. And of course, do watch our revision marathons. I'm telling you, a lot of students who have watched our marathons must have seen minimum 10 questions coming as it is from those marathons. Mark my words. Have faith in my words. And the day before your examination, we have released a revision session of all the formulae of mathematics. From those, these concepts are being used from that marathon session only of revision formula. If I talk about, I'm constantly telling you that this is where what we have learned, this is that we have learned. We have learned all these things. I made everyone revise this complex form of circle. Now going ahead with that, what do we see next is the other question, the next question. Linear differential equation. Can you believe that? In the first shift, we couldn't see a decent example on it, a direct example on it, because there it was a question based on variable separable form, most probably memory based, of course it is, but here I'm seeing a linear differential equation. Now how do we do it? First of all, I need the coefficient of dy by dx to be 1, so I divide both these sides by sec x. When you do so, this becomes dy by dx. This becomes minus 2y upon sec x. Sec x, when I bring in the numerator, becomes cos x. So it becomes minus 2 cos x times y is equal to 2 upon sec x, which is 2 cos x, plus 3 sin x upon sec x, which is 3 sin x cos x. Now, I hope you remember dy by dx plus p of x into y is equal to q of x, linear differential equation. Now, what I do is, according to you, how is the paper Shift-2? Ashish, as per my experience, whatever questions I have received so far, on the basis of that, I'll say paper 1, mathematics section specifically, because I can say put my comment on that only. Section was easy in Shift 1. In Shift 2, the questions are better. Trust me, they are better. The good category of questions we are seeing in Shift 2. Good conceptual, good logical, good lengthy in terms of calculation questions are being seen. And that is where we are continuing with this. So here, when I say that integrating factor is what? E to the power integration of p of x with respect to x. So p of x is what? Minus 2 cos x. When you integrate it, you get minus 2 sin x as the power of e. Now, how do you write the solution? Q times integrating factor is equal to integration of p of x into integrating factor. So there what you do is, let's substitute sin x by t. So cos x dx becomes dt. So this expression becomes e to the power minus 2t, 2 plus 3t dt. Now what I'll do is e to the power minus 2t I'll multiply by 2. So I'll simply integrate it. This is not a tough task. But here e to the power minus 2t when multiplied to 3t, it becomes an expression where you got to use integration by parts. So first function, second function, and there you have to do a little bit of efforts so that you can simplify this. So after simplifying this, you can clearly get the answer. Not a tough question, not a lengthy question, doable. A straightforward question. Mark my words, a straightforward question. With that, let me see, do I have some more questions or do I need to call somebody else? I do have one more question with me. Yes. In the morning shift, we didn't see a question based on this probability distribution. There was a straightforward question, a simple question on probability. But here on statistics, variance and a basic question was there. But here we are seeing a decent question, which will give you a good clarity of a lot of concepts of probability and binomial distribution. Probability distribution, how? Have a look at that. We are told that there is this variable x, 0, 1, 2, 3, they are the trials, and the probability of x 0, x is equal to 0 is this, probability of x is equal to 1 is this, probability of x appearing, x becoming 2 is this, probability of x is equal to 3 is b. Great. We are told that here it is given that sigma square plus mu square is 2, where sigma is the standard deviation and mu is the mean of distribution. So we remember that sigma square is always given by summation of whole of x square times px minus mu square, which means we know that sigma square plus mu square is summation of x square times px, which we are given as 2. We are given sigma square plus mu square is 2, but as per our understanding, the formula we have learnt, we can say summation of x square times px would be 2. Will you all agree with this? Now what I do next is, I will say that here, summation of x square times px, x square is what? 0 square into this, plus 1 square into this, plus 2 square into this, plus 3 square into this. So when you do this, you get an equation in a and b. You write that. So you get an equation in a and b. But we are having two variables. And how do we solve two variables with one equation? So I get to have one more equation. How do I do that? We know that this is the exhaustive complete probability px, which should be 1. So px should be 1 means what? This plus this plus this plus this should be 1. So if I add all these probabilities, they should result into 1. So from here, I'll get one more equation in A and B. So I get two equations in two variables. By solving them, I can have the values of A and B. After cracking the values of A and B, can I not say what would be the ratio A is to B? Is it a really difficult task? Can you not figure it out? Did you all get that? So now I need to write it to Gaurav sir and Sumit sir, so that I can tell them that yes, I am done with my part. Kindly join. So I am telling this to Gaurav sir. Okay. So Gaurav sir, I'm ready. I'm done. Just give me a moment. I'm writing it to him so that he joins this stream and I leave this stream. So let Gaurav sir join it. Okay. Hold on for a while. I think is Gaurav sir there? Let me receive a response from Gaurav sir so that I keep checking. So by the time Gaurav sir joins, can you tell me how was your paper? Did you enjoy writing it? How was your examination? Are you really liking this fact that yes, competitive exams are some really good exams? Okay, so I'm doing my job. I'm ending this stream. Gaurav sir is there online. So
Yes, guys. Hello. Am I audible? I was actually preparing the analysis for you. So almost I have completed it. And join our WhatsApp channel, because in the WhatsApp channel, all of us will be sending a handwritten analysis sheet with you. Just a second. So that handwritten analysis sheet is going to tell you that what all questions we had, and practically speaking, the basic, first let me finish this. I have left with 3 questions, so let me finish off with those questions, a very basic questions. The first one is again from D block elements, which says manganese. You just have to say how many of them are true. So the first statement is manganese has the highest oxidation state in Mn2O7, sir? Obviously, manganese has electronic configuration 4s2 3d5. So how many valence electron it has? 7. So if it gives all those 7 electrons, as in plus 7 will be its maximum oxidation state, which you can see it is attaining in form of Mn2O7. So definitely option 1 is correct. So I hope I'm audible, because I do not find. Okay, 222. Okay, I guess I'm audible, so I'm continuing. Those who are still there with me, I'm audible, right? Hello, 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 hello. Okay, just 3 more question, guys. I mean, this is the first one. So this is definitely correct. Now, MnO is more ionic than Mn2O7. How do you calculate the ionic and covalent character? Sir, Fazan's rule, which says more be the polarization power of cation. So because cation, which is manganese, in +7 oxidation state, and here it is +2 oxidation state. So this is covalent. That means less ionic. So that guy is more ionic, is perfectly correct. Mn2O7 has one bridging oxygen. Just draw the structure. How do we draw the structure? We draw by making the structure. We try to draw by making it symmetrical. So shall we draw manganese, double bonded O, double bonded O, double bonded O, another manganese with the same configuration, double bonded O, double bonded O, double bonded O. Of the molecular formula, how much we have satisfied? So 6 electrons we have satisfied. Manganese has 7 electrons. So this one oxygen will be the bridging oxygen atom, and the option, it is also saying it has one bridging oxygen. Definitely correct. Oxidation state of manganese is maximum in oxo compounds. Now what is oxo compound? Having double bonded oxygen. Now P block, okay, basic NCERT logic. High electronegative elements, fluorine, oxygen, they bring out the metal in their maximum oxidation state. Out of them, one oxygen has the capacity to bring that metal in +2 oxidation state. And how one oxygen gets attached, if it is getting attached with a double bond, so it will provide +2. So definitely yes, if you form an oxo compound, then your probability as a metal of getting into your maximum oxidation state increases. So definitely the fourth option is also correct, which is a theoretically good point, the fourth one. So obviously, because all statements are correct, so answer is definitely option number 2. Moving to this, I would say it is a moderate question, because it is asking about it is giving you the solubility product, which is definitely telling you that this Mx is a sparingly soluble salt dissociating partially into the cation and anion. So if I have a sparingly soluble salt, and that sparingly soluble salt is creating an electrolytic cell, or maybe an electrode potential, then it comes to metal insoluble salt anion electrode, and that is only is asked out of you, which is actually, student consider it as a good topic, but as such in the question they have not asked much about it. They have not included ionic to that extent. No. Now we know, let's say this is a metal. So if I have a metal, water is not conducting. Let's say this is my metal, remember, like silver. But sir, water is not conducting, so I have to add some salt to make water conducting. So what salt I'm adding? If I'm adding this Mx, so sir, it is a sparingly soluble salt. It will not provide that much of ion that will make the water conducting. Then what we do is we add another salt, which is a strong electrolyte having a common ion. So but then its dissociation will further get suppressed, whatever it may be. Let it get suppressed. That is what question asks you to calculate the electrode potential of metal insoluble salt, but the solution is made conducting by adding a common ion through a strong electrolyte. Like for example, I have silver. Let's say I have AgCl as the salt, but sir, we know it is a solid. It is a white solid. It sparingly dissociates. So to make water conducting, what we do is you can add NaCl, because NaCl will give you sufficient amount of Cl minus ion to make the water conducting. So this is all the basic that you should know, not to do this question. You have to know at least to write the Nernst equation. Remember how we write the Nernst equation? Sir, you have already told us. It is electrode potential is equal to standard electrode potential minus 0.059 upon, why I'm taking it as silver, because it is +1 oxidation state, so upon 1, because upon n is number of electron transferred, so upon 1 into. Now because it's a sparingly soluble salt, so what will be the equilibrium constant, as in dissociation constant, sir? It will be the small amount of K, that is KSP. That is the equilibrium constant of this guy, sparingly soluble salt, so it will be KSP, whose value I guess is directly given to you, which is 10 raised to power -10. But there is a catch. What? That's why I said this is a good question. Actually, we write Nernst equation for reduction potential, and question, if you see, it is asking you E naught of metal changing to mx. So from 0 it is changing to +1. So my friends, it is asking you the oxidation potential. Although we should know that if current is moving in this direction, then opposite will have a potential of negative, with the same potential, the same magnitude, with a negative sign. So whatever formula you know, guys, for oxidation potential, then I'll be putting the value of oxidation. But how, sir? It will be negative. So you just take whatever reduction value you have, but the oxidation, how can it become oxidation? Sir, take the negative value. So this becomes minus, and this minus will become plus. So the negative value of this will give you the oxidation potential, because question is not asking you reduction potential. Now just import the values. So what is E naught? E naught is given to you. This is +2, this is +1 to 0. So this is a reduction. But if I do minus of that, it will become oxidation. So this is minus of 0.71 plus 0.059 upon 1 into log of, what is the value of K? It is 10 raised to the power -10. So it is also, calculation is also simple. So this becomes -10. So this becomes minus 0.71 with a negative sign, 0. E naught minus E cell is equal to E naught cell minus RT upon NF into, yes. So this becomes that minus, so it will become 0.59. So I guess it should come with a positive sign. E cell is equal to E naught cell minus RT upon NF. And if I'm putting it with a negative sign, then okay, with the negative sign, K will also reverse the equilibrium. If you have taken equilibrium in that direction, so for the opposite equilibrium, this K also will become 1 upon K. So because I'm taking opposite, so it will also become 1 upon K. So this 1 upon 10 raised to power -10, when comes to the numerator, it become 10 raised to the power 10. And when 10 raised to power 10, so it will remain to be positive value. So it will be 0.059. That means answer will be less than minus 0.71. So what, and with a negative sign. So what option we have? Negative options, these are there. But less than minus 0.71 will be, you can also solve it, but this is a tricky question. Why? Because if equilibrium changes, then K also becomes 1 upon K, because it is not asking us the reduction potential, it is asking us the oxidation potential. A good question. Moving forward. Now, a direct application of Fazan's rule at last. The question is saying, in which of the following first compound will have a more covalent nature? So apply Fazan's rule. So here it is +2, here it is +4. So +2 will be less covalent. So this is not an answer. +4, +2, more polarization power of the cation, more has to be its charge. So yes, first one is having more charge, so more covalent. What about this one? Now it is quite easy. +6 and +4. The +6 one is having higher charge, so more covalent. So B and C are more covalent. I guess we are done. This is the discussion we are having today. All the very best for your paper, for all of you who are having your JEE Mains examination in the later sessions. All the very best. But just that's what I said. Join our WhatsApp channel, because what I will be doing over there, I was preparing this sheet for you. So I'm showing you this, but I'll be putting this sheet in the WhatsApp channel also, in which, like, for the first session I've even done it. We have discussed 22 questions for chemistry, and out of that, if you ask me, there were two questions from amines, there were two questions from D block, there were two questions from mole concept, there were two questions from coordination. And in this particular set, we had two questions from D block again, two questions from atomic structure, two questions from GOC, two questions from electro, although the one question of electro was actually good. So leaving this electro question, this last question, session 1 as per chemistry is concerned was good. It was more calculative also. Session 2, the evening session for chemistry, it is quite easy because evening session had good mathematics, so they maintain the average. So I'll be just posting this. Let me beautify it a little bit, and then I'll be posting this in the WhatsApp channel. So join our WhatsApp channel for further details, and I wish you all the very best. So let me just check if anyone else is left with some analysis, or maybe we can call a day. Okay, I guess Sumit sir is so anybody, shall I I guess maths is already, chemistry we have discussed all the questions that we had. Mathematics, Sumit sir, any questions from your side is left, or shall we do the okay. So guys, this was all from our side. All the questions, the memory based questions that we had, we have tried to deliver all those questions with best of the efficiency which we could obviously manage. But obviously your support and your suggestion are always welcome. So you want anything else, you want us to do something more, so all the comments are always welcomed. But at your part, we want you to work hard equally so as to attain the best result out of you. Thank you, have a very good night, and all the very best for your paper, for your JEE examination the following days. Bye bye. Good night. All the comments are always welcomed, but at your part, we want you to work hard equally so as to attain the best result out of you. Thank you. Have a very good night, and all the very best for your paper, for your JEE examination the following days. Bye bye. Good night.
I hope you are able to hear me. Hello.
So you to work hard.
Okay. So I think I'm live now. Okay. So this was the last question that we are going to discuss. Here we are having two blocks, one of mass capital M, another of mass small m, and this is a pulley which is having a friction. Tension on both sides of the thread is not same, that is different. Okay. And what else is given? Pulley is a ring of mass m. This is a ring of mass m, radius r, fitted with two rods of mass m and length 2r. Two rods are also there. One rod, another rod. Such that the pulley rotates. Okay, rod also rotates, yeah, with same angular velocity. Find magnitude of acceleration of m when the system is released. Now, one of the mass will be heavy. Let us take capital M is heavier. Whole system will go like this. Whatever is the angular acceleration of this, let us take, if this angular acceleration is alpha, this angular acceleration is alpha like this, it will be going down with r alpha. It will be going up with r alpha. Here tension T1, here tension T2. Write the equations for each block first. For capital M, if I write, it is going down. So mg minus T1 is equals to ma. For small block, small mass m, if I write, T2 minus mg is equals to ma. Now, if for this system, total torque is equals to I alpha. What is the total torque? T1 minus T2 into R. So T1 minus T2 into R is equals to I. What is the moment of inertia of this system? First is about this axis. Okay, first for the ring, what is the mass of the ring? Mass of the ring is m. So moment of inertia of the ring is mr square plus the two rods Mass of the rod is m, length is 2r. What is the moment of inertia about center? ml square by 12. So m into L square, that is 2r square divided by 12. This is for one rod into 2 for two rods. This becomes my moment of inertia into alpha. Okay, now these three equations are there. From first equation I'll put T1 here, from second equation I'll put T2 here, and from there I'll solve for R alpha that we need. Okay, what is T1? T1 will become m into G minus A. T2 will become m into G plus A. Okay, small m and capital M, that difference is there. Okay, so T1 is capital M into G minus A, yeah, G minus A, and minus T2 is small m into G plus A. Okay, this R, 1 R will get cancelled. Here it will become 4 into 3. So 2 by 3 there. Okay, so this will become R alpha capital M plus 2 by 3 small m. Everything is fine? Yeah. So this will become capital M minus small m into G, and this is equal to A is equals to R alpha. I am using that. Okay, this I'll write as A. So on the other side, when this will go, this is capital M will go there. This is small m will go there, both with plus sign. So it will become A into 2m plus, here 1 will come, 2 by 3 plus 1 is 5 by 3. Yes, small m, and I got my A as 3 m minus m into G divided by 6 capital M plus 5 small m. We could have done this question directly also. How directly? You write acceleration as total pulling force divided by the total inertia. Write acceleration as total pulling force divided by the total inertia. And you can solve this directly. What is the total pulling force? M minus m into G divided by, what is the total inertia? Mass of these two blocks, m plus here moment of inertia divided by r square. Okay, right, the total moment of inertia divided by r square. What is the total moment of inertia? That is this. When you divide this with r square, we will get 2 m plus 2m by 3. What it will become from here? Same thing. 2 into 6 and plus 5m. Yeah, same expression both ways. You see this? Same expression both ways. Here we have to write 3 equations and then solve the 3 equations. Here just by writing single equation we are able to get. सर मुझे आपकी वो आकाश वाली डिस्कशन आज याद आ गई. ओके, ग्रेट. समझ में आ रहा है? You are getting everything here? That is required. If you are getting everything here, that's great. So this was the last question of physics, and now I'm going to give the analysis of this paper. So from which all topics we got the questions. Okay, let me check if next analysis is ready. Just a minute. Okay, so in today's discussion we got 3 questions from current electricity. One was on meter bridge, maximum power theorem, R equivalent. Then there was question from ray optics on prism, in laws of motion a question on static friction, And then there was question on potential energy of two sphere, electrostatic potential energy. From KTG we got question from RMS speed, formula based question. Semiconductor we got a question on diode circuit. From Bohr's model we got a question from energy of an electron in nth orbit. SHM there was a relation of frequency of energy, kinetic energy and frequency of oscillation. From work energy power, that was the question on work energy theorem. Magnetic field we need to find, okay. One state var was there, one loop was there, then we need to find the magnetic field. Significant figure question was there we need to use the law of addition with significant figures. YDSC statement type question was there beta was asked. Thermodynamics isobaric process Q was asked for. Kinematics river crossing question was there, okay, in minimum time, there we need to find the drift. Fluid we have a terminal speed question from rotation, angular momentum of a particle, okay, and this question pulley block system. From AC we got a question on LC oscillations, formula based question. So overall if you see physics, I will say physics was easy, okay, physics was easy and straightforward. I hope you enjoyed this session, and those students who are attending this live, make sure you go through all these topics, again solve these questions, make your concepts clear, and join our WhatsApp channel to get the analysis and other things. And all the very best. Now Dipendra sir will join us. Just a minute. Oh, our studio person is still not there.
Just give me a quick response. Am I clearly audible and visible? Quickly tell me. This is the final session. We are ending this day with these final 4 questions and we are done with today's analysis. Just wait for another set of 4 questions and then we'll be done. Okay, just give me a quick response. Am I clearly audible? Okay, let's go ahead with this. We see this first coming up here right there in front of us. Limit f of x, n approaches infinity, summation k is starting from 1 to n, gif of k square upon 3 to the power x, n cube is there in the denominator. GIF, limit as a sum, everything is used along with GP, sequence and series. I'll show you how. A very good question. First of all, we know that any number can be written as GIF of x plus fraction part of x. I hope I'm clearly audible and visible. Give me a quick response. Students, are you all there? Listening, understanding, watching and enjoying. So here what I do is I'll simply say that this GIF of k square upon 3 to the power x, I can split it as the number k square upon 3 to the power x and the fraction part of k square upon 3 to the power x. When we see that n approaches infinity, this number will lie between 0 to 1. So this will be a very small number, very great number. So very small upon very great will be a very small number. So this approaches 0. So this can be neglected. So what am I left with? I'm left with this part. So some people are saying, great, good to hear that. So here I'm left with this part only. So how I solve it? We know summation k square, k is from 1 to n. So sum of square of first n natural numbers is given by n plus 1 to n plus 1 by 6. And here when you say that n approaches infinity, there is a cubic in the numerator, there is a cubic in the denominator. Do you remember we did discuss a short technique here in LCD? So what did we told you? That 2n into n will be 2n square in the numerator. There will be a polynomial, a cubic one, which is having 2 as the coefficient of highest degree term, divided by n cube into 6 into 3 to the power x. So denominator also has a term in n cube. So the coefficient of n cube in the numerator is 2, the coefficient of n cube in the denominator is 1. So the answer is 2. So with that I'll get a 2 upon 6 into 3 to the power x, because 3 to the power x is independent of this limit, because limit is n approaches infinity. So I'm getting 1 upon 2 by 6 is 3. So 3 into 3 to the power x, which is 3 to the power x plus 1. That's your f of x. Now what I do next is I'll simply say we got f of x. Now I need summation of f of x from 1 to infinity. So I'll replace 1, 2, 3 in place of x and I'll take it till infinity and find it GP times 12. 12 is what needed to be multiplied here. So 12. 1 when I put it will be 3 square, 3 cube and so on. So this is clearly a GP with common ratio 1 by 3. First term is 1 by 9. So sum of infinite terms of a GP is a upon 1 minus r. So a is 1 by 9, 1 minus r into 12. 12 is already there. When you simplify this, the answer is 2. Did you get that? Good question. A good question. Simple question. Now NTA has eliminated trigonometric equations from the topic, from the syllabus. There's a question right there, number of solutions. How do you solve this question? See, either transformation of graphs you use, or you simply use trigonometric equations, whatever you wish to use. You could have used transformation graphs as well. Through that point of intersection would have given you the answer. You draw both the graphs intersecting at number of points would give you the answer. The other way is that cot x I can write as tan 90 minus theta. So tan 3x is equals to tan pi by 2 minus x. Tan theta is equals to tan alpha, then theta is n pi plus alpha. So 3x will be equal to n pi plus pi by 2 minus x. Minus x is brought here 4x, n pi plus pi by 2. So x becomes 2n plus 1 pi by 8. 2n plus 1 means what? Odd number. I can take x from 0 to 2 pi. So I begin with 0. So when I put a 0 here, I get pi by 8, 3 pi by 8, 5 pi by 8 till 15 pi by 8, because 16 pi by 8 will be 2 pi and there is an open interval on 2 pi. Are you all listening, understanding, watching? So with that, I can clearly see I started with 0 and then I came to 7. So 0 to 7, there are total 8 numbers, which means 8 solutions. Look at the next question. Relations, symmetric. Look at this question here. What does it say? It says 2, 3, 5, 7, 11. And a relation R is defined where 2x should be less than equal to 3y from A to A. X and y are from A cross A. So how do we define that? That the number of elements are to be added on relation R. So first of all, we define R, and then you figure out what is R, and then you figure out how many more elements are to be added. So a bit of calculation is here, but it is still simple. So first of all, we can say that y should be greater than equal to 2x by 3. So we could define that this is how the relation R will be defined. So I got to take certain values. I'll begin with x as 2. So when you put x as 2, 2 into 2 by 3, which means 4 by 3. 4 by 3 is approximately 1 point something. So when you take x as 2, y will be 2, 3, 5, 7 and all, which means 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 5, 2, 7, 2, 11. These 5 pairs will be there. These 5 pairs will be there. Next, when you take x as 3, 3 into 2 by 3, that is 3. Sorry, that is 2. So y should be greater than equal to 2. That means 3, 2, 3, 3, 3, 5, 3, 7, 3, 11. 5 more pairs will be generated in R. When you take x as 5, it will be 5 into 10. 10 by 3 means 3 point something, which means greater than 3. 5, 7, 11, which means 5, 5, 5, 7, 5, 11. So 2 entries I could not take here. I hope you got that. Which 2? 5, 2 and 5, 3. Yes. Now, when you take x as 7, 3 entries. When you take x as 11, 1 entry. So when you took these 3 entries, 2 entries you could not take. When you took x as 11, only 1 entry came, 4 entries you could not take. Now, what is the problem? When I wish to make it symmetric, please understand the problem here is then when you took 5, let me explain this part. When you took 5, you did not have 5, 2. But did you have 2, 5? Yes, I had 2, 5. Look at this. This pair will be 2, 5. So to make it symmetric, first of all, I should add 4 those remaining entries here, 2 remaining entries here, 2 remaining entries here, 0 and 0 entries would be added here. So 4 plus 2, 6 plus 2, 8 more entries are to be added to make it look like a symmetric relation. Did you get that part? Moving ahead with that, what do we see next? A very easy question. One of the easiest if you know location of roots. This was taught to you in quadratic equations. My first one shot here in this one shot series had this very extensively covered. Look at this beautiful question. It says, let alpha and beta 2 roots. So alpha and beta are 2 roots of this quadratic which has the coefficient of x square is positive, upward facing parabola. So I'll say, what are we told? That such that 1 is lying between alpha and beta. So if 1 lies between alpha and beta, the only condition you got to apply is that f of 1 should be negative, because there it will be lying below the x-axis. So if f of 1 means what? 1 plus 2a into 1 plus 3a plus 10 should be negative. When you solve this, you get the answer. You get the range of n, you can mark the correct option. 2 steps question it was. Did you realize it? So this category of 4 to 5 questions are there. Then a little lengthier than that. 4 to 5 more questions are there. Then a little lengthier than that. These are categorized as hard to moderate. 15 questions are always doable. You just got to identify them. And when you read this question, you see that yes, you can do it. This is something you wouldn't hesitate in solving. Moving ahead, final question for the day. This question is what we started our session with. This question is what I am ending my session with. I have been constantly telling you matrices and determinants, what a beautiful chapter. Kylie Hamilton method. If you watch our one shot on matrices and determinants. I have devoted an extremely greatly duration of time on Cayley-Hamilton method, matrix polynomial, where we have given a lot of insights on matrix polynomial, on eigenvalues, on a lot of things which are very intensively covered there. If you watch them, you are going to definitely score some good score in this section from matrices and determinants, because these 4 chapters, vectors in 3D and matrices and determinants, are the most crucial chapters of your IIT JEE mathematics. What have we told? There is a matrix A, there is a matrix B, and A to the power 15 plus B. Now, when they say A to the power 15, there will be a pattern. And how do we identify that pattern? By using matrix polynomial. So, we'll write Cayley-Hamilton equation or matrix polynomial or vector A of matrix A. How do we do that? First of all, A plus lambda I or A minus lambda I will be a null matrix. So, determinant of A minus lambda I will be 0. So, this is A, this is lambda I. This determinant I'll figure out. So, this gives me a quadratic into quadratic in lambda, because A is a 2 by 2 matrix, so it will be a quadratic equation. Now we know this Cayley-Hamilton equation or matrix polynomial is satisfied by A, so lambda can be replaced by, so I'll get A square minus 2A plus I is equals to 0, from where I can say lambda square is 2A minus I. Sorry, A square is equals to 2A minus I. From here I can say A cube will be 2A square minus A. So this A square I'll replace by 2A minus I. So I'll start seeing a pattern. That pattern is pretty simple. A to the power 15 will be, you do it for A to the power 4 as well, you'll see the pattern. It will be 15A minus 49. We have cracked A to the power 15. So once you have cracked A to the power 15, add B to it. So when you add B to it, A to the power 15 plus B, A to the power 15 is 15A minus 49. When you add B to it, you get this as this summation. This into XY. So this is your A to the power 15 plus B. This is XY given as this. So row into column, you get 2 equations in X and Y, 2 variables. You find the values of X and Y, you get the value of X plus 2Y, and that's where your job is done. So I'm ending this session from my end, but before I go, I'm giving my verdict for today's JEE Mains paper. Session 1, I would say Shift 1 was pretty simple, based on the questions we have received from mathematics. Shift 2, if you were having this assumption that yes, mathematics is easy this year, Shift 2 has made it a little difficult. So you won't know what could happen in this. And if you are asking, sir, tell us the most important chapters, there is nothing as such as most important. Everything is equally important. Please understand this. But yes, there are some high ROI chapters which you can get most out of with some lesser amount of inputs. Vectors in 3D, matrices and determinants. These are the 4 chapters which are always there in IIT JEE, which are always there, and there are always 4 to 5 to 6, minimum 7 questions are there, and 4 to 5 questions, minimum 4 to 5, in any worst case scenario, 5 questions you would definitely see, and with the 5 questions, 5 into 4, 20 marks. 20 marks in mathematics. It's not something which you get easily. I hope you remember, you understand. So I would say there are certain chapters, binomial, functions, relations, sets, quadratic, determinants, vector, 3D, calculus, a lot of integration. So there in area under the curve, they have been asking statistics, they have been asking a lot of questions from a lot of chapters. And don't assume that if these are the chapters from where questions are being asked, then in other shifts also they'll be asking questions from these chapters only. That's where IIT JEE plays with your brain. Remember, if these are the chapters which you have mastered, and if you are imagining that these are the chapters where IIT JEE has been focusing upon, and these are the chapters which you should focus upon, then please don't fall into that trap. Study everything. I'm still constantly telling you, study everything. IIT JEE knows the art of balancing everything. They know how to balance everything. They know how to do it. They will ensure that they ask everything. So they have a lot of opportunities. They have a lot of days. They have a lot of shifts. They'll do or they'll play a lot. So don't just predict this game very easily. But yes, you have been getting a lot of clarity that it is not very tough. It is not very easy. It is moderate to tough. And it's a game of selecting the correct questions. 10 to 15 questions are always doable. 5 very easy, 5 a little lengthier than that, and 5 are a little more lengthier than that, but still 15 questions are always doable. So with that, I'm calling it a day. Thank you so much. You have been a great audience. We are ending this stream. Good day, everyone. Good day. You have been a great audience. Thank you so much.